All right, testing. 139. Testing. 139. Yes. Grand Risings. Nynefa back in the building for another, well, I don't want to say quick one, but come true. Something a little bit different this morning. Well, not even different, but you know what I mean? Back to the conspiracy series and that. But yeah, man. So first and foremost, as ever, Grand Risings family. You know what I mean, let us give thanks and praise to the Most High for allowing us to see another day, because no one knows the hour, the second, or the minute. Yeah, so big up yourselves. We've all awoken and said, yeah, bless up the day and that. Anyone that celebrated any sort of celebration, whether it be a Earth Day, christening, anniversary, or anything of that ilk, big up yourself, and I hope you and your families had a good one. Because like you always hear me say, without family and good friends, it really don't make no sense. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, big up yourselves. So today is the 13th day, bloody hell. Here we go. Although I'm sure many people don't believe in 13 being a bad number again, or unlucky number, I should say. Yeah, but 13th for the 7th of July 2023. Yeah, moving on, couple more weeks for the children to be at school. And then it's 6-week holiday settings, man. So parents, you don't know. Start your little preparations from now, boy. Get the little activities going on and then wait there. Cause remember, we lost 2 years still. So, not to say that we owe the young people 2 years, but do you know what I mean? Yeah, everyone lost out on 2 years still. But, especially for the young people, And you know what? Sometimes I think we even forget the potential effect that those 2 years off, have had on some of the young people still, especially those young people that were going through, like critical changes within the educational system, etc. For some children, they benefited from COVID. Do you know what I mean? For example, the children that done their GCSEs, for example, because the teachers made it super simple. You know what I mean? And I get that still, because they didn't have the contact with the children, so there was a lot of hand holding. Let's put it that way. But now I'm even hearing that it's actually quite mad that some of the children who are now going into their GCSEs are still being a bit sluggish from that 2 years off. Do you know what I mean? And that's what we call that ripple effect, right? That ripple effect. So remember, those would have been like children in year 9, for example, and we know that year 7 to 9 is a critical time in a child's development within the education system anyway. Yeah, because that's when a lot of the children who are going to start sort of playing up, as it were. That's when they start failing between those 3 years. If you can get your child to year 9, sort of unscathed, as it were, generally the rest of their educational journey should be okay within secondary school. I'm speaking about anyway. Yeah, Code, come on, man. Big up yourself. Favorite family man in the building and that. But yeah, man. So yeah, I'm saying if you can get the child between year 7 to 9, the rest should be, figuratively speaking, plain sailing, man. So I'm just making the point, really, just to really home in that there's reports that, like I said, some of the children that would have been year 9 COVID, so they would have been getting into maybe year 10, which is the beginning of your GCSE journey. I'm just saying in it that some of them are sluggish, and some teachers are definitely positing the fact that, those 2 years out, etc. So I don't know if there's any parents of that sort of age group out there who may even be struggling with, their child in that regard, but maybe that's just something to bear in mind, going forward. But yeah. Anyway, so that's that. Like I said, already veered off. But today, family, I've come to really just do a quick one about CBDCs, and you have heard me, which is basically a form of digital currency. And you've heard me kind of speak even before when I spoke about, oh, well done, goddess. Big up yourself. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, come on. And I appreciate you breaking through the ceiling, my girl. Yeah, appreciate it, man. Understand? But big up the goddess still, for real, for real. Yeah, she said, why ain't my thing showing? Well, go on. Just, is it coming up? Yeah. Yeah. Usually a silent listener. I just thought I'd say hi. Yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, big up yourself, Violet. Come on, come on. Do you know what I mean? No one's got trees in their faces, you know. Everybody look good, you know. So everybody can be seen, man. Yeah, everybody looks good and can be seen. Don't have to hide. But anyway, no problem anyway. Mine managed to get through the school COVID settings. Excellent, excellent code. And we give thanks for that, you know. And this is what I'm saying. And if they did, you have to even give them a pat on the back and, do you know what I mean? Boost them up, man. Let them know, say, yeah, man, you know what I mean? You done well in what was real choppy waters, man. Let's be real, because a lot of adults, yeah, haven't even survived COVID in some regards. Let's keep that 100 as well. You know, there's some people that are still unfortunately living in the mindset of COVID in terms of, you know, sort of definitely remaining very much in the house. A lot of people have sort of taken on the habit of online shopping. Do you know what I mean? And if you think about your previous routine, shopping, whether it be for food or clothes or whatever else, yeah, would be, you know, would take up a good part of your time. Do you know what I mean? Just going to the shops, you know. So now, obviously, big up yourself, Rubber, Rob. I mean, if many of us are more spending more time doing all of this sort of consumerism, if you want to call it, but, you know, within the comforts of our house, you know, not sure how healthy that really is, you know. But again, and it's not even something else, because it really does all tie in, to be fair, because although we're sort of talk about, you know, shopping, it does tie in, right? Because one of the things that I'm saying is that during COVID, yeah, it forced people to have to go online. So even people that maybe didn't go online before, you were forced to go online, like literally. Do you know what I mean? Like there were say like even elders that never used to do online banking, for example. They were forced to do online banking because in COVID they couldn't access their money. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you know, some banks had very restricted times, and do you know what I mean? Some of the elders just was not leaving. You know, so there was a lot of, help me set up an online account and all of these things. You know what I mean? So enough of the silver surfers, as it were, they had to get online banking. So I'm just saying, COVID was definitely a way to get the planet digital. Yeah, by hook or by crook, it was a way to get the planet digital. Yeah, doctor's appointments, whereby now even you want certain appointments, that shit is online or telephone, like, you know what I mean? So hold on a second, let me close this window once. I'll just hop back down the cool off. Woo. Do you know what I mean, family? And I must admit, even, yeah, and I'm probably gonna keep reiterating this throughout certain little broadcasts and that, you know, because, you know what I mean, truth and rights over here still, but there are so many things that are distractions, isn't it? Even some of the things I'm come up with, like even the whole, you know, just certain things that we speak about, it's just distractions, isn't it? And it could be called BS, in it. And even the whole, you know, I see my brother Code there, even the whole man-woman thing and all of these things, it could be argued that these are all things to create distractions, right, from what the real shit is, yeah, because what the real shit is gonna affect all of us, innit? Man, woman, child, beast, and everything in between. You see what I'm saying to you? So I must also acknowledge that, yeah, we do get distracted by a lot of bullshit, but that bullshit is also a part of the thing, innit? Because it's about separation, divide and rule, and all of these things. You see what I'm saying to you? And that's regardless of, you know, color, creed, class, this, that, because regardless, they know that we're more powerful together than apart. You understand what I'm saying to you? Yeah, so that's something that we always have to reiterate still. And I'm a big woman and I'm not stupid. I know this. And I've seen people, real people power in action. I really do. So I can understand why they wouldn't want the people them to come together, because it's a matter, because you can't take on the whole of the people them. You just can't. Yeah, I mean, I've seen it in Jamaica. Get me? Rebellious Jamaica. But I see that shit. And I've seen it in England with the poll tax. Yeah, I saw where the poll tax, when every color, creed, rich and poor came together and said, nah, F this. You see what I'm saying to you? And this was under Thatcher, and you know that she was a terrorist in her own self. You understand what I'm saying to you? But the people them said, no, we're not having that one there. So I'm saying all of that to say people power is a real thing, and divide and rule is a real thing. You see what I'm saying to you? So yeah, we do also have to acknowledge why it's imperative that they keep us apart by any means necessary, in it. So that's whether it be through, different types of isms. Now we've got new contenders in on the block in terms of the whole, the LGBT thing and all the rest of it. But even within their thing, there's a lot of there's a lot of divide and rule or division. Do you know what I mean? Which I find so funny, to be honest. But it just goes to show, man. But yeah. So sorry. Online shopping is dangerous. I believe it is dangerous. Code. I mean, I don't ramp with it too much still, man. I tell no lie. I'm definitely not one to do online food shopping. I haven't got to that point, but I've definitely got friends that them not step out again. And who was it? Who was I chatting to? I don't even want to expose them, because it might be. But I was speaking to one. Ah, yeah. Come on, yeah, yeah. But I just talked to another person. Big up yourself. Who was talking about the whole, the what's it? I don't know, where you can just go to the supermarket and zap and go kind of thing. Do you know in our habits, it's a mad thing still. But anyway, let me know, because you know me already. So let's talk about the next. Oh, right. Everything was online, so I find that it's more difficult for pensioners. That's what I'm saying, Violet, man. Pensioners in the church. Yeah. And this is it, man. And I think it's made people more insular as well. I have to admit, man, and I don't know, where people may be more community spirited. I don't know if that's now lacking just as ripple effects. I don't know, man. Then they called it council tax, then we fell asleep. For real. But to be fair though, the council was massively different though, because remember, poll tax. Hold on, wait. What's the major difference? I can't remember now. I've been like you say, hold on. Poll tax wasn't it? It taxed everyone in. I can't remember now. I can't remember stuff. I can't even remember, man. But yeah, for real. Council tax. Poll tax, boy, I tell you. But anything called tax, you know what it is, man. Yeah, these major, they are baroque. Yeah, and in massive. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the debt of these countries will ever be paid back? For yes and a two for no, whatever, but Corinne will ever be paid back. Let me check what England's debt is now. I remember I used to check it every month. Just to see how it was going up, and it should crazy, man. Hold on a second. You trust me? Hold on. Sorry about that, family man. I don't know what my computer's doing, so I've had to just quickly come in on my phone. But hopefully, let me see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why it's buzzing up, but just give me 1 second. God damn. And I'm definitely not used to this doing this on my phone. It's very weird. when the bailiffs come in, boy, can't be paid in anything other than the enslavement on the country's residents. All right. Okay. I think I found a zip problem. Let's try this again. Maybe that's not even my internet. All right. So whilst I'm waiting to do this as well, yeah. We obviously now know. Well, I guess it was the worst kept secret, to be fair. Yeah. So we now know that the BBC journalist presenter stroke has now been named. Yeah. And what's been a bit disturbing to me is that, in some of the reporting that I'm hearing, like, there's a lot of emphasis on his mental health, and hashtag Carolyn Flack and all this thing. Like, when they done the same thing with Schofield, yeah, where they sort of intimate sort of suicide and all this type of shit. Well, I don't want to say type of shit. I don't even mean like that, sorry, because obviously anyone that's suicidal is a serious thing. However, I'm finding it quite uncomfortable though, where, do you know what I mean? Instead of speaking of the actual issue, yeah, where, at the very least, he's what would you say? At the very least, he's what would you say? What would you say? He's I can't think of the right word, man. He's used his power, innit? Do you know what I mean? At the very least, he's used his power. Yeah, bless up yourself, Mark. Long time. Big up yourself, Jalotti. Come on, man. Big up the sunny side. Love that. At the very least, he's used his power, right? And what I'm also saying, all I'm saying to the people is this as well, right? That all of this is just the tip of the iceberg. Do you know what I mean? And that he's probably, him and Schofield in some ways may even be, I don't want to say sacrificial lamb in it. I don't even want to say it like that. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? But just the tip of the iceberg. The tip of the absolute iceberg. Yeah. The tip of, I need to fighting myself there. Hold on a sec. Oh shit. Which is which? Fuck. Oh. Right, so if I tell you, we are. Oh, your mother. Whoa, fuck this, man. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Sorry about that, family. Flipping. Normal, man. Right, back again. Sorry about that. That was, oh my God, that was about. So, yeah, I was just really talking about the whole, obviously, the BBC presenter thing, you know what I mean? And, there just seems to be, sometimes on some parts of there, just seems to be concerted efforts to protect some of these people, man. And I don't know, it just it leaves a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth. I'm not gonna lie, especially when you're trying to, use suicide as some sort of, I don't know what, man. I mean, I don't think, and it also makes light of people that are actually suicidal but ain't really got no power of this, that, and the other, and just doing normal daily shit, But yeah, man. I mean, we heard. I heard about that from last week. No, not last week. What's today? Today's Thursday, isn't it? So it's been about a week that this story's been going on, isn't it? But I'm just saying it's just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it? That's the point that I'm trying to make. And like you've heard me say on my channel many, many times, like this whole pedo thing and just general nastiness around the world is very high, and it goes up in very, very high places. Do you know what I mean? And this is boys and girls. Do you know what I mean? And some of this, there's historical abuse, there's historic family abuse. There's people that are born into families that are just abusers. You get me? The mum's an abuser, the dad's an abuser, they abuse their children abuse their children, and so it continues. Like, this is real. But like I say, I can't really come on here and talk about it because it's too depressing, and it's I can't do it, innit? That's why when on the other side, you hear all this pedo talking on daily, it's mad to me. It's very, because just in your spirit, I don't know how people can talk about such things on a daily basis. You see what I'm saying? So you big up yourself, Shivite. You get me? But I'm just saying, generally, the whole peating and just playing with and just real demonic, it's daily. You know what I mean? It might be happening to a church near you. It may be happening to a this near you, and you just do not know. You don't know. And on the outside, these people look so clean and lovely, and they've got positions in society and this and that, and they've got socio-economic standing and all of these things. But you would never believe what they're getting up to, man. I'm telling you, man. Yeah. That's why I see in America, yeah, when they used to have all them youths going missing. Big up yourself, Big Age, man. Come on, man. Them youths that used to go missing on the side on them fucking milk cartons, man. I'm telling you, man. So yeah, man, you gotta protect the children, man. You gotta protect the children, man, and you gotta protect the women as well, because really, I don't want to go into a bathroom and share a bathroom with a man. I'm not being funny. You know what I'm saying to you? But if you're a man parading as a woman, me and you can't share the same bathroom. I'm just making this point. You get me? It's a side one, but I'm saying, cool. If them things have to go on, them things have to go on. Yeah, that's not my thing. It's not something that I promote. I think it's actually anti-female or the rest of it, but that's another thing for another day. But I'm just stating, right, that me and you can't share no bathroom, blood. Like, that's why there was a school in South London many, many, many years ago. Well, it wasn't that long ago, actually, a few years ago, but I reported it here, where they've got a trans bathroom. You get me? Now, obviously, at the time, it was very groundbreaking and woo, because I was woo myself. You see what I'm saying to you? However, the point that I'm making is, right, if these sort of things are going to be part of our new society, yeah, then we have to accommodate properly. That means an individual thing. Do you know what I mean? But this mixing up and blending up of that can't work, man. Yeah, I mean, how we're having situations where some people are being allowed who are blatantly geezers to go into a woman's because I identify and all this type of, yeah, this is a little bit, it's a little bit far, isn't it? Well, it's not even a little bit far. You know what I'm saying to you? So I'm saying, again, with all these other little distractions, there's all these other little things got like, I mean, I didn't even open it, but there's a thing that says a trans one Miss Netherlands. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Does that mean that a whole trans person right, has beat real women in a beauty contest. Oh my gosh, man. It's mad, family. It's mad. I'm not even going against the existence and all the rest of it, right? But we've got to, you know, we've got to have some sort of, you know, logical thinking amongst this thing, yeah, man, because I'm saying everything's just got to be that, innit? So now we just have to have 3 different categories, innit? Man, woman, and you get me, whatever. But yeah, man, you can't have a man riding in a women's bicycle race. Like, come on, like, who's allowing this shit, man? Come on, man. Like, you can only push the people them so far, man. I'm not saying bam, yeah, not to be there. You're there, innit? But let me be over. Yo, it's getting silly, man. It's just getting silly. It's getting silly. I've seen some of it. You know what I mean? How the fuck are you gonna tell me what? No, it's got to stop, man. Yeah, but it's not just you all getting hijacked, though, is it? Because it's men that are doing it, bro. So what are the man them saying, innit? What are the man them saying about so many men wanting to be women? You know what I mean? Like, my God. And it's anyway. Let me not even get drawn out like that. I don't know, man. It's just a mad thing, man. You know, and yeah, it's a mad thing. But hey, listen, let me just cleanse up the place before I just go down a completely different road. But the thing is, though, what I can say is that even within their own community, there are conversations being had where even some of them believe that, you know what I mean, some of this is a little bit too much. So hopefully, logic and sound reasoning will save the day, you know? Or it's going to take for some really vile things to happen, you know, before certain changes are made. But at the same time, I don't think any changes are going to be made because this is it's a program, man. And yeah, it's where it's supposed to be, man. In terms of the program, you know? Telling you, man. Mad. Right. Yeah. Trans one. Let me see if I can just find out an article. Miss Holland. Right there. There you go. Miss Netherlands, transgender model broke boundaries, quote unquote, with beauty pageant win. Vicky Valerie Colley has made history as the first transgender woman to win Miss Netherlands. It's the first time in the Dutch pageant's 94-year history that a trans woman has been crowned winner. It means the 22-year-old will be the second openly trans competitor to take part in Miss Universe in the There was 2. Oh my God, what the dickens. She's been speaking to BBC Newsbeat about beauty backlash and breaking boundaries. Oh, no. Hold on a minute. Oh, gosh, man. Oh, my good. Shut up. Blows not. From the moment her name was called as the winner, Vicky says she simply, I can't even say she, I can't. Vicky says that they couldn't believe it. I was in full disbelief the moment they called my name. I was like, oh my God, is this really happening? You're living through a really intense but also energizing period, and you just want to finish the grand final with other contestants. I just enjoyed every single moment of it. Ricky says they dreamed of winning pageants like this as a child. The journey started as a super insecure little boy You see, she tells Newsbeat, and now I'm standing here as a strong and empowering and confident. I'm really proud of that, and that I always got the support around me from my family, my friends, and my chosen queer family. I know a lot of people don't have that. Nah, I can't work. Nah. And there was 2 of them. Oh my, nah, man, what's happening? Yo, ladies. Ladies. Hey. Oh my Lord have mercy. Well, so where was the other from? Hold on. So where was the other one from then? Hold on a second. Just so we know, innit? Blood cleat. To Miss Universe. Voted. All right, family. What country in Europe do you think the first one was? Come on. I'll give you 30 seconds to give me an answer. So they're saying there was 2 trans people, in the Miss Universe competition. What country do you not think the other one was from? Or as I read these comments. Oh, big up yourself, Sky. Long time. Hope you're well, girl. Hope you're well. Reanimator. People did vote for the Democrats in the US who were puppets of the globalists. Nikon deep state. America is the world leader in this, and their job is to infect every nation. All right, say it as it is, Reanimator. Say it as it is. All right, G Block in the building. Big up yourself, Ultra. Big up yourself. Okay, Clarice Sterling is saying, first time they've told you in TH person. What? First time they've told you the person is trans. What do you mean? Oh, so you're saying that they've been fooling us from before that entertainment buzz and a political world full of trans ladies and gents. Right, I hear that still. I hear that, Clarice. I hear that still. No, it's not Thailand. The answer is actually Spain. Yeah, in 2018. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Clarice does make a very sobering point, really. She's basically saying it's just the first time that they've told you. You get me? And that it's been like this for many, many years. And yeah, I have to and that's the thing though, you hear some things and you just think, because obviously you hear so much SHIT now, right? So you got to pick the sense out of the nonsense. But yeah, I've seen some what would you call it was Spain. It was Spain, goddess. Still, it was Spain. I've seen some transitions, or what you want to call it, on YouTube or whatever social media, and I've seen some the girls to men, man. Wow, it's just like, oh man, and they're both telling. And what the maddest thing is that they're both telling the opposite, that they can do better. I can't. And it's only, remember, it's only 2023 in the family. It's only 2023. Yeah? Yeah, they got the hip hop man them out here looking like, I don't even know, like, hip hop is dead, innit? Let's just get it out there. Hip hop is dead. Dead. Have you seen how they do what's it called? Little Uzi Vert or something? Is it Little Uzi Vert? Oh my god, man. The clowning is real. All right, but anyway, let me not get too sidestepped, boy. So let's just remind everyone we're there, regardless of what I thought about. Yeah. And thank you for everyone that's took part in my different little polls. Seems to be putting some amongst some pigeons. But yeah, big up everyone for taking part. Still, obviously, all in the interest of reporting, education, documentation, and all that good stuff.
Rise the class. All right. Today we're gonna learn about non-ether. Y'all ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm calling segments on this one.
Non-ether flow. Non-ether flow. Non-ether flow.
My crown, kinky. My skin, melanin.
Right.
I'll say it again. My skin is melanin.
Right.
9 for flow, and you know I'm about to get it in. 9 for flow, and you know I'm about to get it in. Jeez. Yeah. Melanin all day, every day. It's not a clone.
And you know I'm about to get it in. 9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in.
That 9 is so divine, it's infinite, the highest number. Supreme mathematics, multiply any number by 9. Add the double digits together and watch it get back. I don't think you overstand, so Jay, won't you bring it back? That 9 is so divine, it's infinite, the highest number. Supreme mathematics, multiply any number by 9. Add the double digits together and watch you get back. Now that you overstand, let me tell you who I am. Let's get it. Heaven, that's me. Hell, that's me, the originator, me. I am the avatar of 9. Check the follicles that I produce all the time. This my scientist flow, don't think it's only a rhyme. I'm the first physical being, this ain't no diss track. I came from Adam, then I was formed into an atom, that's a fact. I'm bringing the witness to my peoples, you are burning star. I'm serious, B. Watch me ignite your whole being, so you can see the truth unfold. This is no unsolved mystery. We are the creators, the all in the all. I said we are the creators, the all in the all.
My crown, kinky. My skin, melanin.
Right.
I'll say it again. My skin is melanin.
Right.
9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in. 9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in. My crown, kinky. My skin, melanin. I'll say it again. My skin is melanin. 9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in. 9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in.
I need to get away, away. Take me to a place that's tropical, so rock can shine down on me. Only he can give me what I need. I need that ultraviolet. Vitamin D, that's serotonin. Calm my nerves. You know I'm on it. By the way, Rob produced me some more melatonin. I'm the fifth element, I'm lead low in this. I can make Zor go by boom in this. I'm metaphysical and alchemist in this. I ain't cursing on the track, my daughter gonna dance to this. I'm earth, water, air, and fire. I'm a walking planet, I'm here to give you what you desire. I got the right knowledge, the right mind, I can't go wrong with this. I got the right knowledge, the right mind, I can't go wrong with this.
My crown, kinky. My skin, melanin. I'll say it again. My skin is melanin. 9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in. 9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in. My crown, kinky. My skin, melanin. I'll say it again. My skin is melanin.
9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in.
9 eat the flow, and you know I'm about to get it in.
Come on, 9 eat for flow, baby. Yes, family. Come on. What? Quarter to one. So big up everyone listening, everyone locked in, 28 in the building. You get me? Couple of owner, come out slowly but surely, man. I can drag on out, man, because you know you want to come and party with the 9. But I know nothing, man. I overstand the settings. You get it? I overstand the settings. So, yeah, happy Thursday. Lunchtime, all the workers out there, big up yourselves, helping to pay off that near £3 million debt. Big up all them that saying, no, sir. No, summon up here, not a tax star, not me. But yeah, man, you know how it goes, man. It takes all sorts, it takes all sorts, it takes all sorts. So we're gonna get into this still, because like I'm saying, yeah, whilst we're talking about lots of other bullshit things, yeah, and I myself can attest to that. There's other real things going on, you know what I mean? And what's gonna happen is that we're just gonna wake up one day and be like, what the F-U-C-K? You know what I mean? Because by then it will be too late. Too late shall be the cry. Too late shall be the cry. All right, so let's get this up and going and read through this and see what it is that we're really speaking about here. And see if any of you, but you know what I mean? Do we believe? Oh no, PC, I beg. What is it that you're not liking? I'm gonna have to go through this. Sorry, family. And this is not even. Every time I don't do this to me. Alright, I might have to get it and read it instead, because trust me. Oh wow. All right. I think the YouTube devils are trying to get me, man. My computer, I don't know. Banana's in the building. Come on, Nana, man. Nice to see you, girl. Nice to see you, man. Nice to see you, man. For real. Come out and get little sun on your back. For real, for real. Good on you, girl. Blood, yeah, I don't know, family. Hold on a minute. My computer is definitely on a mad one, and I've been doing this on my phone. I didn't even know how they do it on their phone. All right, hold on a second. Come on, Nine. Come on. We always tell about plan A and B and C. So come, girl. Right. You're gonna have to bear with me, and what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to read what I was gonna have on the screen. Right, family. So you're gonna have to just bear with me. Oh, what a lava. Alright. Okay. So yeah, you're gonna have to just listen to my dulcet tones. I know you love it anyway, family. And obviously just trust and believe that I'm reading what I'm reading, right? Whilst hopefully my computer just decides to fucking do something sensible. Right, so so this is an article from the People's Voice, yeah, but there's other, places where obviously you can sort of find it, yeah. But in terms of this citation, this is from a website called the People's Voice. Right. Let's see. All right, you. All right, I'm coming back again, family. I'm coming back again. Thank you for bearing with me, to George and Mildred. I don't know. Thought I was coming back in. Anyway, let me just read this thing, man. The WEF has declared that all citizens must be implanted with a CBDC microchip in the very near future in order to be able to fully participate in society and to do basic things such as purchase food and water. According to Professor Richard Werner, in the very near future, citizens will quote unquote need to use the latest technology, such as a CBDC chip implant, in order to access their bank accounts. Professor Richard A. Warner is an economist and professor of banking and finance. He is known as the proponent of the new post-crisis monetary policy he called quantitative easing, which he proposed in Japan in 1995 as chief economist of a British investment bank. He has also worked as a researcher at the University of Oxford, the Bank of Japan, the Development Bank of Japan, and the Asian Development Bank. He is involved in supporting the establishment of not-for-profit community banks through an initiative called Local First CIC. ExposedNews.com reports, at the Amsterdam Science Summit 2022, Professor Werner gave a lecture on central bank digital currencies, that's CBDCs, and the 2030 agenda. At the sidelines of this year's Amsterdam Science Summit, Amsterdam, Holland again, you see it there, he spoke to Ivor Cummins about CBDCs and how high inflation has been orchestrated by central banks to further their agenda. Yeah, so let me repeat that again. All right. He spoke to Ivor Cummins about CBDCs and how high inflation, family, has been orchestrated by central banks to further their agenda. Yeah, and please let us remember when the talk of high inflation came in, because really, yeah, when I really think of it, how can we be in high inflation, yeah? And maybe I'm chatting shit in it, so there might be sort of economists out there, but be like, nah, you're chatting shit. But if we've come out of a 2-year lockdown, as it were, right, that means that there wasn't a lot of money being spent, yes? Yeah. So we've been out of lockdown for how would you say, a year maybe? How long have we been out of lockdown? Maybe a year. So how have we, yeah, how we got, I might have to look into how we got into this high inflation actually so quickly, for real. Because that actually doesn't make That doesn't actually make sense. Obviously, I'm thinking about it in a very, very basic way, but yeah. Anyway, let me keep reading. My apologies, family. Let me keep reading on with the report, yeah? So we got to and how inflation has been orchestrated by central banks to further their agenda. There are two aspects to QE monetary policies that Professor Werner proposed: QE1 and QE2. QE1 is for the central bank to step in and purchase the non-performing assets in the banking system. The central bank buys up non-performing assets at face value and the problem is solved. Banks have a strong balance sheet, but that won't be enough to get banks to increase credit. Yeah, and remember, right now they're saying that banks are having the time of their lives, right? You understand what I'm saying to you? But they're not passing it on to the consumer. Yeah. So Professor Werner proposed QE2. Oh boy, which is to allow the central bank to force the banks to create more money. Yeah, and we've seen that in both England and America. We've seen for however many years since austerity, probably the printing of money, right? And that's what they call quantitative easing, right? Where they just print the money. And you heard me speak at the beginning of the show. I'm saying that England's nearly 3 million in debt. Yeah. Okay. And I said, remember, it's England's debt is going up at 5,000 odd pounds per second. Per second. Yeah. All right. Yo, John B, come on, big up yourself, man. Yeah, big up yourself, John. The line's having some engineering issues, so we're just working between our phones and that. So people just have to bear with me. So I'm just reading through this report still. Right. So let's get back to it. So Professor Warner proposed QE2, quantitative easing 2, which allows the central bank to force the banks to create more money and push it into the economy. That's how we get inflation, family. This would be accomplished with central banks buying assets, example, property from the non-bank sectors. The money the non-bank sectors receive from the sale of the property would then be deposited into the seller's bank account. When an economy is experiencing deflation, that's how central banks can push money into the economy directly, Professor Werner explained. Yeah. I don't know if you lot. Oh my, can't open because you. What do you mean? What do you mean? I like. Yeah, what the fuck are you talking? Listen, sorry, family. My computer's. See, I'm about to say my computer's talking to me. Even that just sounds mental, man. Ah, boy. QE1 was followed by Japan in the 1980s, but the USA disallowed Japan subsequently using QE2. So even that's interesting. How did America disallow Japan to not go into QE2? Hold on. All right then. So QE2 is followed by Japan in the 1980s, but the USA disallowed Japan subsequently using QE2. And then out of the blue, and at the wrong time, QE2 was adopted by who? Who do we think adopted it, family? Of course, the US Federal Reserve and other central banks in March in 2022. That would include England. The intention of adopting QE2 at the time was to cause high inflation. Why? To move economies onto a CBDC system. You have to think of CBDCs as a control system, yeah, or it says in brackets a permit system, not a currency. Professor Warner explained, yeah. So you hear what they said, not a. He said, listen, some. What do you mean? Listen to me. Listen. What the frick's going on here? You have to think of CBDCs as a control system or a permit system, not a currency, Professor Warner explained. it's a conditional currency based on you actually getting that permit. Now, if you happen to be some kind of critic of the government policy or a critic of central banks, this could be difficult. Or if you dare to step out of the 15-minute city zone, you see how it all joins up, family. Yeah. Now, some people are going to say, no, this is all conspiratorial. But me, I tell you, we've already seen the 15-minute sitting zones in Oxford. Yeah, because obviously they're piloting the schemes. Okay, we've already seen it in Oxford and a couple other places. Anyway, let me just read the article and stop doing my own commentary, then we can get to it. You know, I'm just trying to get back into my stream as well to George Mildred. It's a conditional, so did I say that? But it's a conditional currency based on you actually getting that permit. Now, yeah, or if you did step out of the 15-minute city zone, you know, maybe you'll find that, oh, my CBDC is not working. Of course, these are things we've seen already in China, which we have, right? Yeah, because China is a living example. And remember, initially, oh gosh, sorry, I keep flipping talking and commentating and not just reading. All right, I'm going to try to get into my studio one more time, family. If it... What do you mean? I actually don't think this thing's letting me in today, boy. Oh, I have to look into it, man. Right. There's plenty of videos where somebody tries to use it to buy a ticket and it doesn't work because his social credit scores are low. And effectively, there's no real right to appeal. With very few people controlling the very many, the controllers will use computers and algorithms to run the system. If you appeal the blocking of CBDCs, you'll be dealing with automated responses, right? Family, we already know what it's like to talk to a chat robot and all of that, man, where it says hello and you're there giving it loads and oh my god, oh my gosh, man, it's this. I'm glad I've lived my life. I don't want to say that I'm there, you know what I mean, but I'm just saying that I'm glad I've lived a life where, yeah, you know, things were just, I'm going to just use the word normal because I can't think of a better word. Do you know what I'm saying to you? But I'm glad that I've been able to experience a more, yeah, I can't think of a better word, but yeah, because this is a this is a madness. Anyway, Professor Warren explained that the central planners, remember this man that's talking, he's the one that masterminded this whole thing, you know, so this is basically coming from the horse's mouth. Professor Warren explained that the central planners, as he calls them, orchestrate inflation to cover up changes to banking systems. For example, in the 1970s, high inflation was orchestrated to cover up the move of the gold-backed US dollar to the petrodollar. And this is what I'm trying to say, man. Nothing new under the sun. Problem, action, solution. This shit is real, man. Right. My computer is not allowing me. Oh, I'm so sorry, family. I'm so sorry, but I'm just not used to doing this shit on my freaking. Oh, don't start all this shit again. Oh, no, baby, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Can you hear me? I tell you, that happened just in the right time because my phone just died. Right, okay. So I'm back in the building. I'm back in my yard. I know where I'm at. Big up the people that do the streaming on the phone, man. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm going to try and bring up the article still that I'm reading from just for reference. But I think every time I try to bring up something, that's when it becomes problematic for me. So maybe I bloody shouldn't. So I may just keep reading if that's all right with you lot, man. Let me just keep reading. Let me just keep reading because, yeah, I don't want to go through that again. Okay, so, right. So, and that's a very significant thing that I just saw. I'm going to have to read that again to make it sink in, as Ultra would say. For example, in the 1970s, high inflation, yeah, remember we're in a high inflationary time now, family. Let's remind ourselves of that. Was orchestrated to cover up the move of the gold back to US dollar. Remember, once upon a time, the dollar was backed by gold, no longer. Yeah. Okay. That's why it's now fiat currency. Okay. So remember, the dollar has no real intrinsic value, just like the pound. No real intrinsic value. It's just the paper that is written. I mean, in England, they even well, not even just in England, around the world, they're even changing the paper that the money's printed on, isn't it? Like even back in the day, even the paper it would be printed on had a little bit of value itself. Now it's virtually plastic. You know, it's I mean, they're letting you know, like, listen, this is monopoly money now, man. They're letting you know that when Americans first changed their dollars a few years ago, whatever, when I saw there was this rapper called oh god. Although actually she's sing that tune go ooh. Yeah, she's like I don't remember her name. She kind of looks like a dude anyway, because I thought it was a dude straight. So let's not get it twisted. You know who I'm talking about, man. She does that. But anyway, when I saw that video, yeah, and she had loads of money in it and whatever, I thought it was prop money. You get me? I thought it was prop money. So I'm just saying, like, America's money don't even look real neither. Anyway, stop digressing, man. Big up yourself, Stu. Come on. Oh, Rihanna said something. Rihanna says, chipping us is an ideology. An ideology? What do you mean an ideology? Let me read on. But it's easier said than implemented. The majority have to be willing before it is rolled out in force. It won't be in our lifetime. Oh, I completely no, not Cardi B. Cardi B doesn't look like a dude. That's it. Young MA. Thank you. Yes, thank you. A young MA. Thank you. Oh, big up yourself, Suede. Come on, nice to see ya. Cardi B, you're funny. Yeah, that's the one. The ooh one. So yeah, I disagree, Reanimator. I think that's definitely going to be in our lifetime, because this is already taking place in Sweden. You know, not all of Sweden, but you know, it's definitely happening. Nah, man, don't you plan on leaving long, Reanimator? Because I've already spoke about how anyway, let's get into it. But remember, I said there was a video where they said by 2030, yeah, that everything will be wearable, so you won't even have a physical mobile phone. Anyway, let me keep reading on. But I think it's definitely going to be in our lifetime, Reanimator. 100%, man. 2 million%. Right. And it goes on. Yeah, man. Suede, come on, man. And the high inflation we've experienced in 2021-22 has been orchestrated to cover up the move from the petrodollar to CBDCs. Wearables isn't implanted. No, but that's what I'm saying, Reanimator. Well, maybe I used the wrong term in terms of wearables, but the wear is under your skin, bro. I played the video on my I'll have to go back and try to find the video. I played the video, man. Right. So that's really important as well, family, man. Like, you've got to join the dots, right? So we'll come back and we'll say it again. And the high inflation we've experienced in 2021, 2022, now 23, has been orchestrated to cover up the move from petrodollar to CBDCs. In March 2020, the Federal Reserve and the other key central banks adopted QE2, a recommendation for deflation or a shrinking. All right, Rian, mate, I'll try and find it again, but yeah, man, Rian, mate, you know some of the, I'm on this shit. I'm on this shit, man. You understand? All that other thing there is just, you know what I mean? I don't want to call it filler, but you know the thing already, man. Anyway, in March 2020, the Federal Reserve and other key central banks adopted QE2, a recommendation for deflation or a shrinking economy. In March 2020, economies weren't shrinking, right? You hear that? In March 2020, economies were not shrinking, but the Federal Reserve adopted QE2 and bought up assets from non-banks, forcing banks to create credit. This is these people, man. It was very clear it was going to create inflation. And that's what I said. That's what I'm saying. There's no way that we could go from lockdown to inflation like that. It's madness. Anyway, it was very clear it was going to create inflation. This was not an error in judgment. It was intentional. Professor Warner explained. It's very specific policy that is very rarely taken. Proof that this was a deliberate action, Professor Warner said, was that just before COVID, see it there now, in August 2019, there was a conference in Jackson Hole of the annual Central Bankers Conference, but it invited BlackRock. See, I've not even read this, family, but look at that. It invited BlackRock. From your inviting why are you inviting BlackRock? The government. And this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm saying, family, man. You don't even need to hear no more, do you? But we'll go on anyway. Why are the central bankers inviting BlackRock? Nah. And then you see where we are now. I'm telling you, it makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. And I've not even finished reading this thing. But it invited BlackRock, the big asset manager, and BlackRock made a proposal. They said, there will be another crisis, but this time we should create inflation. They never explained why. They just said we must create inflation. And here's how we're going to do it. And they cited my proposal without mentioning my name, of course. And there's one more. Now you see that factor. Family. Oh my good God. Right. Oh my God. Wow. Family, I've got to make a cup of tea. I've actually got to make a cup of tea. I've got to make a cup of tea, family. Nah, where's my water there? No, man. Yo, family, did you just hear that? Oh, no. I mean, we knew it, what? Like, we knew that the stock market and whatever has been artificially kind of held down or whatever anyway. But now reading this, you're telling me like one of the biggest people are actually involved. Oh, no. Oh, they're dirty, man. These people are dirty, man. There, you're right. The government are just a subsidiary. You're right. But I'm absolutely discombobulated after reading that, man. That is no. Oh my God, man. So basically, you've used one of the biggest flipping asset managing companies, as in BlackRock. Yeah, because remember, BlackRock owns shares in everybody and everything. For those that don't know, Yeah? Everybody and everything BlackRock own shares in, yeah? Yeah? And you invite them to this meeting. Yeah? Let me not get ahead of myself, man. Let me not get ahead of myself. Let me just come back, because I might be getting ahead of myself, family. I may actually be getting ahead of myself. So let me just calm down and come back again. Proof that this was a... Can I bring this up? I need to bring this shit up, man. But they must be linked together, though. So I want to bring this up in it, family, so that you can see, because so I just got to also just take a minute to take that information in, because it's just like you could just see the picture right there. So it's a mad thing. What's this called? Oh my God, man. So basically, BlackRock knew that they was gonna fuck up the stock market. Oh my God, man. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, man. Right. I'm gonna bring it up. Wow. I don't even know if people appreciate the gravity of what we just read to Bombard, man. That is very depressing. So I'm just really, like I said, so you know that you can see the source, and at least you know I'm not saying shit. But let me see if I can find where we are actually. I bet as I touch it, it's gonna freaking disappear. This. Oh. All right. Right. So I'm gonna read that last bit again, yeah, family. All right. BlackRock owns Ukraine. Boy, it's not even a joke. Don't even get me started on that whole Ukraine stuff. Please, that's another flipping rabbit hole. Anyway, so I'm going to read that again. So proof that this was a deliberate action, Professor Werner said, was that just before COVID in August 2019, there was a conference in Jackson Hole of the annual Central Bankers Conference, but it invited BlackRock, the big asset manager. And BlackRock made a proposal. They said there will be another crisis, but this time we should create inflation. They never explained why. They just said we must create inflation, and here's how we're going to do it. And they cited my proposal without mentioning my name, of course. And there's one more factor, Professor Warner said. All right, so that's here. Okay. The Federal Reserve hired BlackRock in March 19... Oh, God, I just don't even know. BlackRock in March 2020 to buy assets. QE was for a deflationary situation, but the way they were using it had to cause inflation. There was no doubt, and they knew it because they even said it. So, this current inflation is entirely intentionally created by the central banks, by the central planners. So, how are we going to punish them for this? Oh, let's give them more powers. Let's give them unprecedented powers over everything, over life on earth through central bank digital currencies. The true reason I think why they wanted this inflation, because that is to cover up essentially the disintegration of the petrodollar and move to the new system which they want to be CBDC based. At the moment, there's talk about CBDCs being used via phone-based apps. Yes, that is the initial phase. But what was already around 2015 is the ultimate goal. What they really want, apparently, I was told by a central banker, is CBDC looks like a small grain of rice they want to put under your skin, which, in my view, is a violation of human dignity. And they realize there is a hurdle to get people to accept this, Professor Werner said. So this man's literally, I don't know if you could call him a whistleblower, but he's part of the thing. Now he wants to like reverse, it sounds like. So they're using crisis disruption and employment to introduce universal basic income. Yeah, so we know about this universal credit thing, family. And I don't know if you remember when we spoke about the other day when they were speaking about this thing where they're basically going to pay people to stay at home and all that. Yeah, join the dots. But anyway, I'll continue. So they're using crisis disruption and employment to introduce universal basic income to soften the public up to accepting a CBDC chip implanted under their skin. You'll get 2,000 euros into your account every month. But of course, to run this efficiently, they'll say, we need to use the latest technology, so you need the CBDC implant. Right? So that's the end of that article there, but I found that very, very interesting still. And when was this written? Because I don't know. Okay, 3 days ago. Right. The Reanimator says China haven't even implemented chips. No, but China's definitely implemented the CBDC system. They're the actual inventors of it. And when they were doing it and inventing it, the Americans they kind of bun it out still. And now a few years later, they're doing it themselves. Let's have a look still. But what I'm trying to say, Reanimator and others, is that this is being done in how did that come up already? That's a bit scary. Flipping hell, 9. Woo! You could have done your dance there, sir, boy. 2,000 euros a month. Reanimator says he's in, boy. That's the thing. Okay, so let's hold on a second. Right, so let's see, because I'm saying that this is, because remember, whatever they speak about now is already being done. Yeah, remember we've already established that they plan years and years ahead, right? But let's look at a couple things still, just to not even solidify, but right. All right, so we're just gonna watch a little video, and this is in Sweden, yeah, where they're actually using this sort of technology already. Okay, for those that are sort of Debbie doubters.
From medieval times, over the centuries, it's witnessed plenty of change. The city of Lund in southern Sweden dates back to medieval times. Over the centuries, it's witnessed plenty of change, but now there's a whole new sort of evolution going on. I'm here to meet some of the thousands of people in the country who are adapting their own bodies, who are inserting microchips under their skin. It means they may never have to carry a house key, train ticket, or bank card ever again. This is a microchipping party. Hannah's getting an electronic chip implanted into her hand. She believes one day we'll all be chipped like her.
So congratulations, Hannah.
Thank you.
You've been chipped.
Yes, I have.
How does it feel?
It feels good. I'm excited to see what I'll be able to do now.
Can I touch it?
Yeah, you can feel it there. I feel like this is the future. It's the next big thing that's gonna happen. Happy cyborg birthday.
Happy cyborg birthday to you.
Happy cyborg birthday. Yeah, like we laugh now. Yeah, we laugh now, man. But boy, the animator saying not in his lifetime, boy. But I'm saying that some of us may be going to our cyborg grandchildren's blood cleat cyborg birthday bullshit or whatever. Yeah. Yo, bless up Buddha. Bless up Barry. Yeah, bless up Natty. Come on, man. Bless up everyone in the building, locked in. Yeah, listening to this information here. You know what I mean? Back to some idle settings. You know how it go. Too much of one thing, no good. But we'll definitely mix and blend. Big up Suspect still. But yeah, we could go and play the thing, man. So
Congratulations.
But is this sci-fi fantasy or practicality? I want to know why anyone would want to do this. For this teenager, microchips, it seems, are in her DNA.
Felicia is my daughter and I'm the father.
So you're a microchip family?
We will become one now today.
Magnus and his daughter Felicia have come here together tonight because they believe this is the future.
You're going to have an upgraded dad.
Yeah.
As they say, it was good being a human, but being a cyborg is better. Didn't feel a thing.
It's a quick, simple procedure with potentially huge significance.
So you're officially part machine. How does it feel?
This is awesome. How cool is that? Good job.
Do you think in a few years' time, in a decade perhaps, we'll all have things like this?
Yes, of course. I really do think.
For around £130, anyone can get a tiny microchip like this inserted just beneath the skin in their hands. I can't help feeling a bit squeamish about it, but maybe I'm just behind the times. It's the morning after, and I'm about to catch up with Felicia and her dad Magnus as they get to grips with their new existence.
So when you woke up this morning, was it the first thing that came to your mind? How did you feel?
I felt a little bit strange because now I'm a cyborg and it feels pretty cool.
The chips in their hands use near-field communication, the same technology that allows you to pay with a contactless credit card. They can be read by a device like a smartphone.
So here I've stored my business card on my phone with my details, phone number, email address, other stuff, blood group even.
So what's the benefit of that?
When I get customers or suppliers at work, they ask for my business card and I say, scan me.
Aren't there risks involved in that as well? Couldn't somebody pass you by and take all that information?
Yes, it is in theory possible, but you have to be really, really close. But the main thing I think is that I choose myself what I want to store on this chip.
The people I've met so far don't seem to have any concerns about blurring the lines between man and machine. Hannes has made it his mission to convince more of us to get microchipped. He's what's known as a biohacker, someone who wants to improve their body with technology.
what's wrong with just having...
All right, you hear that? That's a new one. That'll probably be in the Oxford Dictionary within a few years. Biohacker. Someone that wants to improve the human body through technology. I think that's what they said. Yeah.
contactless payment cards, we've all got phones, we've all got a set of keys. What's the point?
The point is to reduce the hassle of exactly these things.
Isn't that just the ultimate laziness?
No, it's convenience. And convenience is a pretty powerful force. I mean, in the morning, every morning.
Right. And this is how they turn us into zombies. Yeah? You hear what he said? Hassle. So right now, it's a hassle to put your Oyster card up, for example, or it's a hassle to, take out your debit card and, you know what I mean, put on the screen and whatever. And that's what I'm saying to you. It's a hassle. So, wow. And this is what I'm saying, man. All right, let's listen a bit more.
When you stand there, going out your front door, you check your purse or your pockets. Okay, do I have my wallet, my charger, my keys, my phone, all my stuff? What if you could reduce that by half? It would declutter your life.
Hannes has helped develop several microchips. He wants us all to hack our biology. Microchipping is, he says, just the start.
I want us humans to open up and improve our sensory universe, our cognitive functions, and improve all different dimensions of being human. And there is so much we can do.
You want to make us bionic.
Indeed.
You see
I
that?
want to merge humans with technology, and I think it will be awesome.
You see that? And if you look, bless up yourself, Jose. Bless up, welcome. And family, I don't know if you don't remember some old time movies, man, where, you know what I mean, they were just basically trying, oh, gosh, man. Oh, gosh, man. He wants to bring forth the X-Men. But this is the thing, though, Natty, man. You see, as he even made that statement, yeah, like I've said before, right? One thing I've realized about programming and TV and all that, yes, there's a part of television telling lies visually and all that. That's a definite. But there's also the others. Because remember with everything, there's a lightness and a darkness. There's an opposite in it. You get me? So just like, they might tell a lie upon telly, they might talk the truth too, right? They're talking the truth too. And I'm just saying, man, that, oh, man. Man, when they show you something, man, 9 times out of 10, they've did it. You understand me? And now what they're doing is getting you ready for it, man. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And what they can do is get you ready for it via the TV and films and this and that and blockbusters and all this type of shit, right? So that when the real thing comes now, you're not even as like discombobulated kind of thing, because you've had that sort of drip drip effect from the TV and, like I said, the movies and so forth. So then when it actually comes in reality, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, because for example, you lot have seen the robot dog in it. You understand? You understand? A flipping robot, a police robo dog in America. You've seen this, and I'm sure America's not the only place. But when you see it, you know what I mean. I was like, flip it now, but really, I should have been more of a flip. And they're using these. Now imagine you go and get arrested by a robot dog. Imagine a dog getting you down. Imagine a robot dog getting you down. Oh, no, man. Oh, no, man. Yeah, but come on, Buddha, man. Sorry, I'm even, they are taught my thing, man. But, yeah, I mean, like I keep saying, for those of us that are old enough, you can actually see how we've got here. You can, and like I said, these things have actually been spoken about really before YouTube, man. Like when people actually, and that's why I have to rate the people before that wrote books still, you know what I mean? You know, who had to actually go out and do research and quote sources and things like that. Do you know what I mean? As opposed to any old see you next Thursday that can just come and chat their thing, you know what I mean, just from the top of their head. But all right, let's welcome old Bill Bing. What you saying, Buddhage?
Yo, big up, man. Well,
Come
man, you
on,
good?
man. What's up, man? How art
Yeah,
thou?
big up your own chat. Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. Just waiting for the sunshine to make another appearance, you know?
In
Get back
it?
in the garden, build a fire.
Come on. Yo, you're costing me money, you know, so don't come here today with no suggestions. You hear me?
Okay, all right, cool. But listen, what's I gonna say? You see this thing, this microchip thing. That's an old thing, and that's from the 90s. They've been doing this. There's a university professor. I don't know if he's still alive, but he was I think he was in Cambridge or one of them places. They're Nottingham. And he was like one of the first people to do it. So, you know, the NFCs, not NFTs, NFCs, they're in your Oyster card, they're in your smartphone, they're everywhere. It's what you tap when you tap to pay. That's an NFC. And that's just a microchip with a couple of strings on it, aerials basically.
Right. It's what Google Pay uses as well, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. So that's NFC. There's no reason for it to be in your skin or under your body or anywhere. You can have it in a ring, you can have it in a watch, which it is. You can have it any way you wish. It doesn't have to be in the body. However, I'll say this. For somebody who's maybe disabled or got dementia, or you understand, there are uses for them. Like you got a dog or a cat and they go missing, and you want to find somebody finds the cat, they want to know whose cat or dog this is. They scan it. It's essentially the same thing. It's a chip, microchip.
Well, they started by doing the animals first, to be fair.
Right.
From a long time. Yeah.
But those NFCs are restricted. They're not interactive, so you can only read them. You know, like you can't. There's only so much those microchips in the dogs can do. But,
right.
There are instances where I think that would be useful to have it in your body and all the rest of it. But then when does it end? Like, I don't know if you've seen the new contact lenses that they're bringing out that are powered off your own body. Like you don't need glasses anymore. You can have infrared vision, blah, 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 blah. It just goes on and on and on and on.
Right.
This, what you're watching is quite old. I think this is maybe 3 or 4 years old.
Well, this is what I'm saying to the people, then, Buddhage. You get me? That's why the exact point I'm making here. Because what I'm saying, remember, when they talk about these things, they've had it in place already. Now, this is like not a pilot program, but this is in Sweden where we was watching where they're actually doing it, on a daily. And now that this gentleman's here, he's called what did he call himself? A what did he say?
Biohacker.
Biohacker, exactly, right? So, and we just explained what a biohacker is. So, yeah, I agree with you in terms of the chipping. And I'm not even saying that it's new technology, but I'm definitely saying when they now then link it with the whole CBDC thing, you see what I'm saying to you? That's
the problem. You see, the reliance that they're looking forward to with AI, that's just going to make us a target. Because ordinarily, if you're in the sticks, in the woods with your knife and your bow and arrow, AI ain't going to find you. But when you got fucking microchips, mobile phone connected to this, that, Wi-Fi, cellular network, they'll find you. You understand?
But isn't that the whole point, no, Buddhage?
But that's why I'm so against the whole skin thing. The whole
we should be, as we should be against it, Buddhage. You get what I'm saying to you?
We are human beings. We should be able to exist as human beings and not part of some fucked up network that governments could control. We should be free. Freedom is one of the most essential things we should have as humans. Not being controlled or monitored or any fucking, you get what I'm saying? And people say, if you ain't got nothing to hide, then if you ain't got nothing to hide, you shouldn't be scared and all this kind of. Okay, all right, I'll tell you what, go fuck your girlfriend in front of a prime minister or something. You got nothing to hide. It doesn't make sense. You get what I'm saying?
No, I agree, but this is what I'm saying about the whole drip and conditioning people's mind to think differently. Do you know what I mean? Because remember,
Sorry, let me just big up Jose, man. I ain't seen Jose for fucking time. Big up Jose, long time, man. Go ahead, sorry, no.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Remember, people died for freedoms. It could be argued that right now being taken away left, right, and center without, you know what I mean, without any kind of pushback, really. And that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I think a lot of lift going up. Bless up yourself, Stu. Hope you enjoyed your fag, mate. A lot of whilst all these other things that we're speaking about is going on, in the back office, bare things are going whereby, like I'm saying, we're just going to wake up one day and it's just going to be a whole new mad thing. But I agree with you. And there's many like us, but most of the sheep, we know this because, man, like I said, COVID showed them just how far I think they know they can push the people. Them, do you know what I mean?
That's right. I feel like the example we learned from COVID was this. Remember when they were saying, like, if you haven't had the vaccine, you can't come and do X, Y, and Z. So now, if you ain't got the chip, you can't do X, Y, and Z. Do you remember when emails come in? You couldn't get a job without having an email address. You understand? Like, so even simple things like sending your CV, they would turn around and say to you, listen, you can't send it in by post. You need to send it by email. I remember those days. I'm that age that I can remember that. You understand? So this next thing now is like, yeah, listen, do you know what? We've got security systems. We work in a very sensitive environment. If you don't have the chip, you can't come into this building. Then what?
Simple. Remember, Buddhage, enough people were forced to get the badge because of their job. And they were told, if you don't do this, you've not got a job. So do you know what I mean? I'm just saying that as an example of when you get, you know what I mean? Like if someone's pushed to the edge, as it were, then it's not, it's not hard to tipple them over. So i.e., because, there's already instances of people saying they can't get access to their money. Yeah. And this is under this current system.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that in other countries where
exactly
completely collapsed, and they can't even. They have to go in there and hold the bank out to draw their own money, like literally a shotgun and hold the bank up to take their own money out. That's mad. Imagine that.
That's even a different thing again, Buddhage. You know what I mean? That's just when the fucking the money goes to shit. I'm talking about whereby you've got money in there, the bank's running, but you're being told you cannot access your money for whatever reason.
Where's that? I haven't seen that.
That's happened in England. If I can find a video, I'll show you. It happened to a woman in England. She's actually from Ends, Buddhage. Yeah, a white lady.
So she went to the bank and they wouldn't give her the money.
Yeah, they closed all her accounts. Yeah.
Because okay.
And what it is that they basically had her up as some type of something in it, like an aggregate type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Is that the right word? You know what I'm saying to you? I can't remember what her thing was, but they got her
all right.
Some type
but I feel like I think there's a thing whereby I didn't know the banks could do it. I know PayPal, see, like people like who was it now? Was it people like Alex Jones and David Icke and Chris Tate and all them people, even Tommy Robinson. I feel like they now got the power to turn around and say, listen, we're freezing all your accounts. That's fucked up. Regardless of what someone does or who they are and their politics and whatever. You can't turn around. Under whose fucking authority do you turn around as a bank, not even a court or a judge or anything like that, and turn around and freeze someone's account? That's nuts. Unless some sort of fraudulency is going on where people are dropping money laundering or some fuckery like that, then fair enough. But just out of the blue, you can't turn around and just freeze accounts. That's mad.
Well, they can. Yeah. And this is the next thing and this is why this whole CBDC thing is so mad, because
what's the CBDC?
Okay. It's called Central Bank Digital Coin.
Okay, right.
So let me finish this and then I'll play I'll get you up to date on it, because I probably appreciate that some people don't know about it.
I have heard of it, but they're trying to push that through, but it hasn't gone through yet, right?
No, it hasn't. Yeah, it's on the cards, definitely. It's just about how, and this is what because in the last bit that I was speaking about, they're showing you how we can go from A to B, as to how we can get to CBDCs. You know what I mean? So what the stage that we're in right now is part of the plan. Biggie, Buddhage. Yeah. Yeah, I just read it. I'm telling you, it's disgusting, man. It's disgusting, man. These people are just disgusting. It in the report, right? It says that there was a meeting, Buddha, with all the bank people, and you know who else was in the meeting, Buddhage? Black Rock. Do you know who Black Rock is?
Yeah, they're an investment.
Yes, they're the biggest asset managers in the world. Yeah. So basically, the report that I just read, basically the banks colluded with with BlackRock to fucking basically collapse the shit out of the thing, innit? Because you know right now the stock market is depleted, it's all fucked, everything's just fucked. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I knew it had been done artificially, but I thought it was the Fed, blah, 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 blah. But now reading that report, it just makes all complete sense.
Do you know what? You see with BlackRock, right? So on the front of it, they're a legitimate company, right? They're a legitimate organization. I think they even didn't they one time sponsor Newcastle United as football team. I'm sure they did. Anyway, regardless, they're a legitimate organization. However, within that organization, was it Northern Rock? Okay, cool. So within that organization, there are some fucking dodgy suspect people coming from Goldman Sachs and Merrill Chase, all of these different places. Like, woof, madon, it's not good. That's like a little. That's like a little mini Bilderberg. You know, Bilderberg meet, was it once a year or once every 2 years or whatever? These guys are running on all the 24/7, man.
Yeah, when you get time, you can rewind it, or I'll post the article or whatever. But it was immense reading it, man. My computer was it was chipping out at the time, but it was a mad thing because they're basically saying that where we are now was all planned, bro. Because even me, right, I hadn't read the report myself in it until I came online. But whilst I was going through, I'm like, but for real though, I was asking the question: how have we got to such a high inflation whereby we were locked down for 2 years? You see what I'm saying to you? So how could that happen within the next 2 years? We're at high inflation.
All right, so just to expand on that, yeah. So I don't know if you've seen recently in the news, there's a bird flu allegedly going on up in Scotland ways. Now, if that, God forbid, if that gets worse, what do you do then? Do you like, now this is a plan, it's not real, or what do you do in that instance?
What does who do?
Well, you specifically, because I'm speaking. There's no one.
So what? Bird flu? What do you mean? What's that affecting? What's that affecting right now?
So avian flu. Anything that flies, basically. Oh, any birds. So chickens, pigeons, sparrows, that kind of thing. Swans, ducks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, are you saying how? I don't know what you're saying. If it came to England, you mean if it spread into England? I mean, don't forget we've had all sorts. We've had all sorts of different flus, man. So it'll just be another one to add to the list.
Right. So they're saying there's like 250,000 cases, whatever it is, whatever the number is up in Scotland. So seeing as Scotland's physically connected to the mainland UK, there's a high probability that it may spread, and if it does spread, then it's going to be, because you got to imagine birds are everywhere. Seagulls, pigeons, all of them birds. All right, cool. So it spreads, and then these avian dies, and there's going to be a shortage in chicken. There's going to be a shortage in this, shortage in duck, shortage in whatever. Because they have to kill. Normally they cull a lot of animals to stop it spreading. I don't know if you remember the H1N1 bird flu that was around a few years back.
That's what I'm saying.
15 years back. And they made a big hype about that. And nothing really kind of, thank God, nothing really kind of came out. But if they turn around and say, listen, we want everyone to lock down because of this bird flu, I mean, personally, I can't
see
see.
where you're going. So you're saying using it as a ruse to lock down again, you mean?
Yeah, personally, after
I
the
mean, I
last
wouldn't be
lockdown,
surprised because I believe that they do definitely want another one, you know what I mean, just to further implement their plans and that. So yeah, that
but you
wouldn't
know
be
what? I
surprised me,
feel
bro.
like if they do try and impose that and people listen and follow, it's a difficult one because you have to weigh out the pros and cons. I mean, if there's pigeons falling out of the fucking sky, and if they touch you, you catch that disease, then obviously man's gonna have to walk out of an umbrella or something like that, or take some sort of precaution. But is it really necessary to lock down for a fucking bird flu? Like, I don't know. It depends. If it mutates and gets contracted by humans, then what do we do in that situation?
Yeah, but remember, lockdown's not about the obvious, is it? It's about what you can do in the background. So, you know, that's what I'm saying, man. The pandemic wasn't about the thing, it was about the plan and what you can do behind it, as far as I'm concerned. Because how the rich got richer is just a madness to me. How do the rich get richer in a world that's closed? Do you understand me?
Imagine they went all of this PPI. Imagine they went for all this
they all got rich
PPI,
off of that.
PPI.
Yeah,
They found a
off of that
dump
money there,
of like
man.
about 3 or 4 tons worth of PPI just dashed in a frigging field somewhere. They couldn't believe it. They were like, fucking hell. All that money spent on PPI. Remember the money they spent on it, because there was high demand all over the world, the money that was exceedingly expensive to buy PPI. So imagine how much they must have spent on that.
Yeah, remember, but all those contracts went out to their
yeah, of course they did. Yeah, they got found out. I think Boris Johnson's one of Boris Johnson or one of them pussios people them had a company.
There's enough of them, but no one was really, there was no, you know, nothing that happened to them. I'll just say, go. Boris didn't even fall on his sword for that. Anyway, let's just quickly watch the rest of this, and then yeah, we can talk about the CBDCs again. But yeah,
I want to understand why it's people in Sweden who are enthusiastically embracing this idea, when many others might be skeptical. This is a nation of early adopters. Sweden's set to become the world's first cashless society, and the economy here is driven by digital innovation. This national rail company has taken microchipping on board, with 2,500 passengers signing up to use their chip instead of a paper ticket. I've come to the capital, Stockholm, the epicenter of this tech revolution. At this shared office, hundreds of the workers have been microchipped, so no need for a security pass to get in. Per has had his chip for 3 years.
So I take my chip and open the door.
It means he can buy a drink without cash or a card, but for him, it's about much more than practicality.
Do you enjoy being one of the first, being a pioneer of this technology?
Absolutely. A whole bunch of questions come up, like, you know, is this ethical? Do we want to have that? Or will we be sort of a nation of cyborgs in the future? And what will happen? So a lot of sort of really interesting discussions come out from, you know, talking about the chip.
It triggers an ethical debate.
Yes.
For critics, the biggest future concern is over data protection. As the amount and type of information we store on microchips becomes more advanced, so do the security risks. Ben Liberton, a British scientist working in Sweden, wants to know who will have access to the data stored inside and what they could do with it.
So I have the information in my chip now. That's basically just me. If I don't use it for anything, then no one can really get any data on me. But then if I start to use it at work, then work knows when I've interacted with something at work. If I then go to the canteen people know exactly what I've interacted with there. So the wider spread it becomes and the more that we can interact with different things, then our data is being kind of shared and incorporated in lots of different places. The nightmare situation in that case would then be that someone else has access to my health data, and that one day I get a letter through the door that's like an increase in my health insurance premium before I know that there's any problem with my own health. So I think we have to be cautious now in the very early stages to make sure that we're actually controlling how the information is being shared.
For now, it seems to me what the chips can actually do is fairly limited. But the people I've spoken to are convinced that this technology will, one day, change the way we live. That in the future, we will all be chipped. And they are leading the way.
Yeah, man. So, 1 second, because I'm just trying to bring up something else. Because that, like I said, that was a few years ago. And like we said already, that's definitely increased. But there was just one.
Have you been to the Amazon food shopping places? But they call
I
it
haven't.
Amazon Fresh.
Boy, you know there's one where we are, right? Well,
Yeah. So
yeah.
imagine that. You don't even have to pay for nothing. You know, it recognizes your face. It does this, that, charges you raw. That's boy.
I've not been in it myself. I mean, no, that's a lie. I went in it, but I couldn't get far. You know, them ones I was just nosy in it, and just, you know, you can't get far in it unless you've got your. And I mean, I have got an Amazon account, but nah, it's you know, I was saying just before you came on, Buddhage, that I'm really thankful that I've lived in a time where everything was. I'm just calling it normal because I can't think of a better word. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that I've lived in just a normal time, and you know, because yeah, this now make it, boy. This now make it, brethren. This now make. Hold on, I'm just looking for. Where is it now? All right, let's just play this.
This whole thing is a bigger scam even than it seems, and it was made possible by political sloganeering. And Sam Bankman-Fried, if nothing else, is not stupid, and he knows that well. In other words, if you suspected all this was a scam, right after FTX's collapse, every major bank in this country announced a new partnership with the New York Fed to establish a new digital currency. Oh, digital currency, the one they can regulate and control. Citigroup, Wells Fargo, MasterCard, HSBC, all working on a 12-week digital dollar pilot. So what does this mean long term? Well, if they have control of your money because it's digital, you can't stash it under your bed. If they don't like what you say, they can turn it off and you're impoverished. In other words, this whole thing is a bigger scam even than it seems, and it was made possible by political sloganeering. And Sam Bankman-Fried, if nothing else, is not stupid, and he knows that well. In other words, if you suspected all this was a scam, all the moral posturing, all the lectures you get about how they're great and you're bad, this was all a way to blind you to the fact that there was a massive ripoff going on, you might be on the right track. Right after FTX's collapse, every major bank...
A white buddy of mine.
Right, so
Dollar Tree edition.
Mashed taters. Some Dollar Tree ground beef.
All right, so that was the Dickens. Sorry. So that was obviously Phil Tucker, and you know, I don't know, he seems sort of, I don't know if he's moved on to the other side or something, but yeah, he was obviously just talking about the whole the digital currency thing. For some reason, yeah, 1 second, my thing just looks mad. Hold on a minute. Looks very small. I don't know, something is amiss. Right, so hold on a second, family. Right, I just need to. I'm looking for a particular. Right, where. There. No, it's not even that one. I know which one it is. Hold on a second. It's not that one. Hold on a second. I don't know, Buddha dropped out, but big up yourself, Buddha, still. I'm sure you're probably at work. Right, okay, I think it might be this one. Right, hold on. So I'm going to show this next video now, right? But this is about China, okay? But I'm saying that potentially this is the blueprint for the world, isn't it? Because we know that China's well ahead in its technological advancement using, you know, cameras and this system and that system and the credit score system and this and that, and you know, positive TikToks or positive social media gets you good scores, and you know, all of these things, as we know. So anyway, let's just quickly tune into this. Oh, God damn. Hold on. Sorry, family. I haven't even shared the thing. All right. Okay.
Well, China is pushing ahead into a cashless society. It's creating a new digital currency to replace paper money and coins. It will also give the Communist Party total knowledge of how the Chinese people are spending their money. And that opens the door for unprecedented government control. George Thomas has the story.
The Chinese were the first in the world to invent paper money back in the 7th century. Now, more than 1,400 years later, China is again on the cusp of creating a new form of government currency that some say could pose a serious economic threat to America.
I mean, that in itself is interesting, isn't it? Like, for those that didn't know, like, China was the one that started the whole paper monetary system anyway. How long ago? 40? How long ago?
The Chinese were the first in the world to invent paper money back in the 7th century. Now, more than 1,400 years later, China is again on the cusp of creating a new form of government currency that some say could pose a serious economic threat to America and the West.
China is about to launch one of the most revolutionary financial projects in the world.
They're not cryptocurrencies. They're not so-called stable coins. In effect, they are the national physical currency of a country, just represented in a digital form.
Eric Bethel is the former U.S. executive director.
So I think that's an interesting point to highlight, where they're saying it's not, because most people, when you hear CBDC, because obviously you hear the word digital in it, you'd think of crypto in it, but it's not like a cryptocurrency as in, you know, Bitcoin, Ether, etc., etc. Yeah, it's its own independent thing in terms of a currency. But anyway,
Director of the World Bank.
Near record highs, crossing 23,000.
He says while the world fixates on private cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin,
the digital yuan isn't a payment system, it's actual money.
Beijing is busy building a digital version of its own currency, the yuan, also known as the renminbi, to control its citizens and eventually threaten the dominance of the US dollar.
They pretty much created all of the building blocks that will allow a central bank digital currency to flourish.
And Yahya Fanusi, a former economic and counterterrorism analyst in the CIA, says China's goal is to replace cash with a digital currency that's controlled by the communist government's central bank.
China has said for a while that it expects to pretty much be a cashless society in the future. So the idea is that cash notes, coins will no longer be around, and that people will be using digital currency that's going to be in their wallets.
That digital currency will also be issued by the government bank, allowing what Congressman Michael McCaul, the top Republican on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, says is unprecedented access to people's financial transactions.
This will give them.
Did you know that as a resident of England or Wales, you are entitled to UK legislation?
Data on behavior, on how they spend.
And giving Beijing the power to track that spending in real time.
There will be a point where the People's Bank of China is going to be able to peer inside of every single transaction that everyone does 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Which means if you are a human rights activist.
Yeah, Jay, you make a good point. Jay saying that we spend digital currency with our cash cards already. Maybe it's not centralized though. But you see, and this is the thing. Where currently we're spending fiat we're spending fiat currency digitally. Yeah, we're spending fiat currency. So when you're paying with your card, you're still sort of paying a fiat currency, as it were. Whereas with this one, I mean, it's just deeper, Jay. To be fair, it's just deeper, man. Because with this one, they can cut off your supply because they essentially, it's them. I'm telling you, it's their money. Oh, let me just let the thing play.
Activist or Christian, authorities can now use this new technology to punish you if you engage in activities they consider. Republican on the House Foreign Affairs Committee says is unprecedented access to people's financial transactions.
This will give them data on behavior, on how they spend.
And giving Beijing the power to track that spending in real time.
There will be a point where the People's Bank of China is going to be able to peer inside of every single transaction that everyone does 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Which means if you are a human rights activist or a Christian, authorities can now use this new technology to punish you if you engage in activities they consider anti-government.
Yeah, and I think that's the sort of crux right there, Jay. The power that could be had on your money, basically. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, and at the moment, obviously, this example that's being given is in China, but we know that there's echoes of that here already, man. Definitely, they need it centralized so they can cut off your supply. That's it, Jay. Exactly, Jay. That's the crux thing, man. Yeah, where they can just lock off your thing, and anywhere you go, and that's what I'm trying to say. When you join them all together like this, the 15-minute cities, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I am telling you, man, the future is a mad thing. Yeah, like it's anyway. Let me let the thing play. But yes, Jay.
This technological ability is something that the government has never had before. It always had to go to companies to say, okay, cut off this person. Now, the Chinese government, I think, with sort of the proverbial flip of a switch, can make people fall in line by cutting off their access to money.
Eventually, US and other foreign companies doing business in China will be required to use the government's new digital currency payment system.
There's a competitive issue. There are, I'd say, even cybersecurity issues, privacy issues. You're handing over your data to the Chinese Communist Party by participating in this digital currency system.
The US dollar is the world's dominant reserve currency. China's renminbi is number 8. Beijing's ambition is to eventually supplant the dollar's global dominance with the digital yuan.
The big concern is internationally, especially for the US, is in the long term, this is an important step. This is what I would call a fintech, a financial technology development. And the issue is that China is thinking decades in advance. It's not thinking about the next 2 to 3 years, per se.
In June, the communist government handed out more than $6 million worth of its digital currency to its citizens as part of a series of trials around the country. The first kicked off in Beijing, allowing residents there to use 2 government bank apps to test digital payments. China then plans to make its big digital currency splash at the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Now that the world's largest authoritarian regime has launched this first-of-a-kind sovereign digital currency, some in the U.S., like Congressman Mike Waltz, worry Beijing will use this form of payment to also skirt economic sanctions.
The Chinese government convinces countries like Burma, Iran,
See, so they're already saying that they used it in the Winter Olympics. So, you know what I mean? Telling you, man.
North Korea, and others business in that Chinese digital currency. It'll also allow China and those countries to work around one of our most powerful tools, which is sanctions.
Based on history, Waltz believes China is only too happy to share the technology with other rogue regimes that seek to enhance their own surveillance capabilities over their citizens.
So that those other countries in Africa, the Middle East, and elsewhere can dominate their people in line with the Chinese version of government, but that.
See, I think this guy talking is also doing a little bit of propaganda in it, because I think he's clearly, I don't want to say anti-Chinese, but you know how they are over there in the US, right?
Data then comes back to Beijing so that they will literally, through facial recognition, be able to monitor the globe.
Thomas, BN News.
Well, if you've ever wondered about some passages in the Bible, how can a government restrict the population so that you cannot buy or sell unless you have a particular mark? Well, this is the answer. We're literally being set up for that kind of government control. The Chinese government is pushing ahead on many fronts to restrict what its population can and cannot do. They already restrict the right of assembly. They already restrict religious freedom. They certainly restrict political speech, and any speech that is critical of their government and the way they run things is definitely cracked down on. All you have to do is look at what's happened in Hong Kong over the past just 2 years, and you get a very clear picture of where they're going. But they want to control, and they're doing it right now with social media scoring, where if you don't score a particular way, you're not allowed to travel. That's already in place. But just imagine a government that if you step out of line, they can now turn off all your money and do it instantly. So you cannot buy or sell. You don't have the right in the marketplace to participate anymore. That's what digital currency allows a government to do. And if you think it's just going to happen in China, think again. The Federal Reserve already has a study group looking at a digital currency for the United States. Why are they doing that? Because they're afraid China will usurp the U.S. and become the world currency. That digital currency is taking over. So you see all the action happening in the stock markets, the various markets for Bitcoin, other digital currencies, their rapid rise and people becoming overnight millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires based on the value of these digital currencies. And so the Federal Reserve wants to get in on that action to protect the US dollar as the world currency. We depend on that right now. We're spending ourselves into oblivion, and what allows us to do that is that we have the world's digital currency. So we're essentially borrowing against our value of our currency in order to have a $2 trillion deficit. Well, that party has to come to an end at some point in time. China is waiting for that party to end, and they want to step on the world stage with digital currency. Unfortunately, at the end of that, you and I will now be subject to a government that may not agree with your opinions, may not agree with your religion, may not agree with the people you hang out with, and they would absolutely restrict your access to that digital currency in an effort to control you. That's how you get fulfillment of a Bible verse that says you can't buy or sell without a mark.
Dial pad.
All right, family. All right. Okay, let me see. Fear porn. You think this is fear mongering, Lace Font? You think this is fear mongering, Bab? All right. Papa Cop says GB News is not news. It's right wing racist propaganda. Wow. I don't know if you were talking to that clip because that wasn't GB News. But Reanimator says most people in China are happy with the progress the country has done. We demonize them. Well, you did hear me say Reanimator that, you know what I mean, that American guy talking, he was doing the most still. And I did say that he was being a little bit propagandaish. However, my main thing is just the system, innit? The system, and that I believe that we are following. In the West, the motivation of the elite is more sinister. What do you mean? Sorry, family. I'm just putting something quickly in my belly, man, because I do apologize. Hold on. Hold on a second. Because I'm trying to more concentrate on the like I said, the technology and that obviously China seems to be leading the way. So I'm just bringing next one, and then let's see. Of course, it works for yeah. I got you. It works for China. Well, yeah. It'll be interesting to see if we can hear some commentary about it from someone that lives in China. But I don't know, man. They're saying that did you hear them say, the Reanimator, that if something, you can't leave the country? I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, maybe culturally they're all right with that, but what we're saying is that could this be coming to us? Because culturally we wouldn't be okay with this, would we? And I'm saying that we've already seen slight examples of
or
it.
bought something with cash. Swiping and tapping our cards and our apps are not just the easiest way to spend money, they're the safest way, unless, of course, we misplace our phones or our wallets, and then it's a nightmare. It is hard to misplace your hands, however. And soon your hand may be all that you need to buy anything that you can afford and many things that you can't. Because a company called Walletmore is developing a very teeny tiny chip. You see it there in the X-ray? That should creep you out. The chip is like the ones that are found in smart credit cards or debit cards. And the chip gets embedded just under your skin and makes your whole hand a credit card. Joining me now is Wojtek Perota. He's the CEO and founder of Walletmore. Okay, Wojtek, this is so futuristic and out there, but walk me through how it actually works.
Hey, so first of all, thanks for having me. Let's look at the chip as a super small part that you can use wherever contactless payments are accepted. So it's exactly the same NFC technology, which stands for near field communication, and therefore it can be used only for the near field communication payments. So therefore you cannot be tracked, you cannot be monitored, you cannot be spied with that implant because it's exactly the same technology as credit card.
So here's my worry, is that you can accidentally buy something by just having your hand too close to a machine, or you could accidentally have your data all stolen by shaking someone's hand, because a lot of times we protect our cards in cases that can't be penetrated. But if it's in your hand, it's really hard to do that.
It's not that simple, to be honest. First of all, you cannot lose money when you are shaking hands with anyone, because the implant is the passive tag and it doesn't have any internal source of energy. And therefore, the only option to get the read of that implant is to put it in the near field of terminal. So therefore, the other implant, which is inside of the other person's hand, is not capable of processing information. You need to have that source of energy, and only terminals that you can see at the moment are capable of providing that energy. So that's one thing. The other thing is that you definitely cannot lose your money because of the fact that you tap in a random place. Why? Because the implant is so small compared to the credit card. Normally, of course, when you tap the credit card, the terminal, it gets the read instantly. With the implant, it's a little bit different because you need to be super precise. And therefore, if someone is touching your hand, finding this perfect sweet spot, because that's how we need to look at it, you would realize at least 10 times that something is going on with your hand. So that's also...
Do you have it? Wojciech, do you have it in your hand right now?
Yeah, of course. Actually, the X-ray that you saw was from my hand, and that's how it looks on my hand.
So show me your hand. Is it possible to see it at all? It's just barely standing out, right? Like it looks like maybe a little like a scar.
Yeah, as you can see, I'm popping it a little bit.
Oh man, that's crazy. Did you have a doctor insert it?
Yeah, of course, that's part of the deal, because we are only building the implants. And when it comes to the installations, we want the whole experience to be as safe as possible. And therefore, we built a network of partners all across Europe and the US. So therefore, if you are ordering an implant from our side, it's of course shipped to you, but then
Okay. China is a country the globalists want it to fall and to control the world in one system and data centralized. I would say that they both want the same thing, to be fair. The West, China, I mean, one world order is the aim, right? Yeah. Lace Front says, yeah, implant to implant won't work. It's common sense. But if I had a receiver in my knuckle, that money is mine. Well, I agree. I mean, I agree, because I agree, to be fair, Lace Front, man. Because he was very specific when he said, yeah, I agree. And that's the thing with technology, isn't it? There's always someone trying to work against it, as it were, or at least to gain from it, I should say. But let me just let it play.
Then you need to schedule the appointment with one of the specialists who will just set it up for you.
So do you use it? Like, do you go up to a cashier and say, yeah, I'll just tap my hand? And if that's the case, what's the reaction from the sales clerks?
Yeah, of course. I've been testing it myself since the very beginning. I have been the first person to get it installed, and reactions are pretty wild, to be honest. Sometimes people just don't care, but because when they are stuck in the office for like 10 hours, they just do not care. They just care about having the payment to be processed. But sometimes the reactions are really extreme, because when I tap my hand and there's clearly nothing here inside of the glove or anything else, anywhere else, they are just asking, how the hell is that possible? You need to have a watch somewhere down here in your shirt. But when I'm just taking it down and seeing and showing that, okay, there's nothing out there, then the conversation begins. But in most cases, it turns out to be like a positive conversation, because as long as explain how it works and what's actually inside, they're pretty much optimistic about it. So there is an instant.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's still a lot of regulatory there. I mean, this is a long way before it's mass market appeal, but it is really interesting to see that you're on the leading edge of this and that you're doing it yourself as your lead guinea pig. Wojtek Paprota, thanks so much for being on. I want to stay with you on this story to see how you do with the business. Thank you for watching.
All right, family. So again, that was someone, well, probably peddling his implants, really. So, and it also gave me a bit of time to chew my food, not gonna lie. Yes, no. What's this? Yesterday? Oh, I'm not even trying to. They could turn off the chip or drain your credit. Well, that's the whole point that was being made, Goofy, to be fair, that they're saying that under that sort of system, they've basically got control over your ism, man. You know, and if they deem you to be like, you know, an enemy of the state, well, you know, or like you yourself said, you know what I mean, they've done something that they don't like, they can definitely control your money, man. And like I'm saying, when you then put that together with the whole 15-minute city things and all these other little bits and bobs that are coming in, oh dear, you know, it makes for I don't know, boy, I don't know what it makes for, but boy, but yeah, in England, yeah, just again, try to even bring it back to where we are in terms of the CBDC. Let me see now. Hold on a sec. So, I mean, okay. So I'm just gonna read this. This is from somebody called Lewis Silkin. And it says CBDC, the future of payments and money in the UK. But just to see where we are now, right? So considerations of the merits of stablecoins as private money is often taken together with its public counterpart. The proposal, yeah, remember counterpart, you know, so that's what I'm going to say. This thing's not like your own money, man. This is a different money. Proposal for central digital currency. So now in February 2023, we have the latest development in the UK Bank of England and the HM Treasury position and preparation for a UK retail digital pound, a UK CBDC. Has a decision been taken yet? No, but the Bank of England and the HM Treasury judge it likely that a digital pound will be needed in the future. They have just published a 4-month consultation following which they will proceed with the design, quote unquote, phase. A decision on whether or not to go ahead with the digital pound will be taken at the end of the design phase in 2025 or 2026. Yeah, so that's 2 to 3 years from now. The consultation paper contains a lot of detail. However, we have distilled some of the key points of interest below. So we're going to just, this is what's in the paper regarding the CBDC in England, yeah? So what factors will inform the decision? The Bank of how the payments landscape evolves in the coming years, both in the UK and abroad. Whether the decline in the use of cash continues, diminishing the public's access to and the use of central bank money, meaning the monetary system could become fragmented, posing a risk to monetary and financial stability. That is very funny. And remember, family, you know, you got to pick sense from nonsense and know that these people are slime, right? Yeah. So, yeah. But the next one, whether new forms of privately issued digital money emerge and how they interact with existing forms of money and payments, whether new forms of privately issued. So that's crypto they're talking about, I believe there. I believe that's crypto. Whether new forms of privately issued digital money emerge and how they interact with existing forms of money and payments. So that's talk about how crypto and fiat are working, and thus whether there is a need to support the safety and interchangeability of the money. So that means we have to get involved in that. That's what that tells me. The need to promote innovation, choice, and efficiency in domestic payments as our lifestyles and economy become ever more digital. Yeah. As our lifestyles and economy. How is our lifestyle becoming more digital is a question. But anyway, into rhetorical question, probably. International development in the provision of CBDCs by other countries, right? So basically, if you can't beat them, join them, right? So, and you know, as long as other countries are doing it and there's a network, then we can go to. And their potential to affect the UK domestically and as a global leader in finance. And you know, they are definitely speaking about China there as well. That's definitely a nod to China. It goes, ensuring the uniformity and safety of money is necessary for monetary and financial stability. The digital pound could support the uniformity of money. Uniformity of money. What does that mean? By replicating, hear that? Hear that word? Replicating the role of cash in a highly digitalized economy. It would offer continued access to retail central bank money. Retail. Yo, the devil's in the detail. Retail central bank money. A financially risk-free, highly trusted, and accessible means of payment for households and businesses. Why is this important? The stability of the UK economy and monetary system relies on a uniformity of money. That all forms of money, both bank deposits and cash, are valued equally at par or face value, denominated in a common currency, sterling, and interchangeable with each other. Access to public money, which is a safe liquid asset backed by the state, that's a lie, and the uniformity of money are critical for the smooth functioning of the economy. That is because they ensure that households and businesses can be confident in the value of money regardless of its form and issuer. Widely usable public money that will always be accepted helps to anchor both the perception of uniformity and its reality. Holders of commercial bank money can convert their money into public money at any time they choose. Did you hear that? Holders of commercial bank money can convert their money into public money anytime they choose. Uniformity and safety could be threatened by a combination of lower cash use, the setup, and the emergence of some new forms of private digital money. Yo, family, are you not listening to the setup? Those that cannot easily be converted into other types of money. Sorry, let me read that again. Uniformity and safety could be threatened by a combination of lower cash use and the emergence of some new forms of private digital money. Those that cannot easily be converted into other types of money. Fragmentation may arise if holders of one form of money can only interact with others using the same system or from the same issuer. It may also arise if there are restrictions on accessing certain services based on the form of payment. All right, I'm not gonna go through because it is quite a long article, but innovation has not come to an end, and there is likely scope for it to further reduce payment costs and generate further efficiency in payments. Micropayments might allow content sharing platforms and broadcasters to generate revenues from individual content rather than relying on subscription. Digital pound wallets might also come some stage integrated into the Internet of Things devices for machine-to-machine payments. The Bank of England and Treasury highlight that the following sectors in particular will benefit from adding digital pound wallet to their services. Media and social media. So they're just saying here that the government and the HM Treasury, yeah, they're saying that these are the type of people that they think would benefit from the digital pound, right? So that in at number one, they're saying media and social media, broadcasters and content sharing platforms, e-commerce and online marketplaces, retailers, device manufacturers, consumer and home electrics, and developers of smart and LOT devices, and charity and commission groups. Who have they left out, please? Who have they left out, please? Media and social media, broadcasters and content, e-commerce and online marketplaces. So that's shopping. Yeah. And like I was saying before, like most people now are doing, like the high street is dying, isn't it? Like they keep complaining about the high street dying, and we can see that it's going to die because once these things come into place, who's going to? And then remember, worse if you can only go 15 minutes outside of your area. Maybe you need to pay a fee to actually use it in some cities where you can sit on public transport. Yeah, well, I don't want to say the list is endless, Goofy, but yeah, I mean, I think the main thing to be taken out, well, let me not even say that, but controlling it. Control looks like it's definitely, on the horizon. But yeah, I mean, that was interesting still. I mean, I think that the first paper that I read regarding the CBDC and the whole inflation, and that was really wow. Because like I said, I knew that certain things were being artificially done, but when you sort of read it in black and white, you're thinking, wow, this, that. And then to know you've used, these people are criminal, man. They are actually criminal, man. They are actually criminal. But yeah, family, man, like I said, that was just a quick one. And not even introducing, but just talk about central, CBDCs. And I think we're definitely going to have it in England. Obviously, right now, I wouldn't even say there's a fight, but I know definitely people are trying to promote us not using our cards and so forth, and try to keep cash going to sort of at least stall these sort of things in the future. I mean, like I said, there's a decathlon near me and they are cashless. And to be honest, I went there actually yesterday, to be honest, family. I went there yesterday to buy something. And I didn't like it. Like, it wasn't a big thing, it was just like a little bag or whatever, right? But you just drop it in this thing, like a tray. You don't even need to scan it. I don't know. Obviously on the tray, you know what I mean? And it's all very robotic. There was no it was awful. It was horrible, to be honest. But that's what I'm saying, though, Goofy. It's already, because they've already started it they brought it all together into this whole universal credit thing. And like we spoke about probably a month ago now, whereby they're talking about potentially paying people to stay at home. Yeah? Listen, these people have thought about everything. Yeah? Everything. But yeah, man. But yeah, then the doctors will be able to charge for missed appointments straight off your credit. Well, you see, Goofy, you see? Although right now the junior doctors are on strike 5 days. I'm gonna say big up to them still, man, because I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's really a slap in the face, yeah, when you yourself, you can't get a pay rise, this, that, and the other, and the same people, the same government that are keeping your money down are giving themselves pay rises left, right, and center. It's a mad thing, because I know the ministers gave themselves a pay rise. I know that. And like I've said, you know, you cannot have such person. I mean, you shouldn't have anyone stressed out, but you can't have people that are looking after people's lives and healths and this and that be stressed out over money. It's so bad. You know, it really, really is. And some of the conditions, and I don't know, man. I don't know. And like I said, I've heard some of the nurses. You can't have nurses walking to work and or walking home from a shift or not. This is not good, man. This is, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. You need to put the great back in Great Britain, man. This is a nonsense. Because American nurses pay to English nurses is ridiculous. In fact, let me see if I can, and then I'm gonna head out, family. But let me just see if I can bring it up, all right? Because Mel was saying in America, all right, average age of a nurse in America. Average age, oh, no, not an age, what do I say? Average earnings for an American nurse. There you go. In the United States overall, stop the noise. I'm talking, stop the noise. In the United States overall, average registered nurse salary is $82,750, and the median is $77,600. California, with RN salaries averaging $124,000, is the highest paying state for nurses. So California is the highest paying state for nurses at $124,000, and that was as of May 2021. Yeah, so the average in America is $77,600. How much is $77,600 in pounds? That's £66,000 is the average wage of an American nurse. What's the average wage of a nurse in England? What's the 20? Oh my God. The average NHS salary ranges from approximately $22,175 per year for a nursing assistant to $58,871 per year for a pediatric nurse practitioner. Average NHS hourly pay ranges from approximately £8 per hour for a nurse consultant, frickin' now, to $29.53 per hour for a nurse practitioner. Bloody hell. Yeah, and you can see how that's going to be problematic, man. That's going to be come on, man. Come on, man. So, but that's below isn't that below the minimum wage at the moment? What? What's the current minimum wage in London? Oh my life. $11.95. So they're paying the nurses. Oh, that's very bad. That's very depressing, actually. And that's what I'm saying, though. Nursing used to be a vocational thing, innit? Like, people did not go into jobs such as nursing, even teaching, because it was for the money. They done it, you know, because they really, for the love of it. But teaching is no longer like that, I wouldn't say. And soon nursing won't be, because you just can't afford it. So, wow. So a nurse matron in England isn't even making as much as the average nurse, like registered nurse in America. That's not good, Britain, man. Got to do better than that. One minister during the expensive scandal claimed back 12p he had put in a check. Oh, no, he didn't, Goofy. Tell me you're lying, man. 12p. This is what I'm saying. And this is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying, man. Oh, man. No. That's just something else to leave a distasteful thing will be in your mouth, man. God damn it. Yeah, they gotta do better though, man. They, I don't know. And that's why when certain people make certain protestations, you can't even blame them, man. You cannot have, no. You can't have nurses getting such paltry money, man. That's not good. That's not good. And then call ourselves a fourth world country and all that. Nah. That's not really gonna work, man. But listen, family, I think I'm gonna leave it there still. I mean, he should have been, I don't know, I hope he was shamed at least, Goofy, man, because that's disgusting. He should have been posted up everywhere, man, to be fair, because that is ridiculous. But yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there, family, still. Yep. Number 2 in the series, we spoke about the CBDC coming to a town near you, I believe. But yeah, like I said, I know that there's a campaign at the moment to, get everyone to spend cash instead of using their card, to try to slow the process. Oh, bless up the animator. Thank you. To try to slow up the process of going to a cashless society. I mean, personally, I think unfortunately it's inevitable. It's well, I don't want to say inevitable, man, but I was thinking, wow, when I was coming up, the only way which you could get money was to go to the bank, right? It's the only way you can get money was to go to the bank, and you can only get cash, right? And then you could then they had holes in the walls in it, like ATM machines. Yeah. So now that was 2 ways you can access money. You could either go into the bank or you can go to the ATM. Okay. And them times you were still using checkbooks and pen. I mean, when's the last time any of you used a checkbook? Have you still got a checkbook? So I remember checks at one point was a daily usage. Checks was yeah. I used a checkbook. Checkbook. I was definitely one to write a check back in the day. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just saying how things change, man, in such a small amount of time. And now, who goes to the bank? Like, when's the last time you even went to a bank for real? So I'm saying all that to say I believe that a cashless society is definitely on its way. I don't know if it'll be a one whereby cash will be like, I don't know if it'll be like a black market economy for cash, maybe like you've seen in the films. I swear to God, man, like you've seen in the films. But yeah, family, man. Reanimated says not in his lifetime, but there you go. Goofy saying it must be 10 years since he's used the check. But once upon a time, Goofy, you couldn't do without a check. Yeah. In fact, you know what I mean? Them ones where you the check takes X amount of rare to clear. And rare. Yeah. Yeah, at least you could try a thing and it could come back. Do you know what I mean, people? At least them days you could try a thing in it and it can bounce back. You know what I mean? And then hopefully by the time it's bounced back, you've sorted yourself out, right? But at least there was some bouncer back ability. Now there's nothing like that. Once they go into your account, just go hunting. No, there's nothing. They're contacting you. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, man, it just leaves less, wiggle room, There you go. See, now you're taking trips down memory lane, Goofy. You know what I mean? Express a trek and that. You know? Trust me, man. Because usually them days used to take, was it 7 days? Was it 5 days? Was it 5 working days to clear or 7 working days or whatever? So, you know, obviously you can say, yeah, boom. But listen, family, I'm out still, man. Let me go and do Reanimator. I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word. But you see what I'm saying to you, though, Reanimator? Now everything's just still reinforced, man. You know what I mean? You get me? Like, yo, if you ain't, yo. I'm telling you, Reanimator, man. My gosh. Oh, dear. Anyway, let me go before I talk myself into trouble. But listen, family, big up yourselves, man. Yeah, it's just a little quick one. But yeah, man, definitely introduced the topic of CBDCs and you know, the future settings. But I'm definitely in disagreement with Reanimator when he says not in his lifetime or not in their lifetime. I believe it's definitely, I mean, I think the next 7 years are going to be so mad. Yeah, I think the next 7 years are going to be so mad. And I think they're going to cram in. I don't know if 2030 is, I don't think it's like a significant in that, you know, 2030 quote unquote is like a significant year, but I just think that they're definitely just trying to get a lot done, you get me, very quick, you know. And like I'm saying, man, anyone that's in there, I mean 30s above can see how things have changed so quickly, you know. I know for maybe some of the younger ones, they're born seeing these things, and like they're born seeing, I don't know, the internet. They're born seeing, you know, mobile phones and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Whereas people like me were there at the beginning. You know, we were there at the beginning of mobile phone. I mean, and I'm not. What I'm talking about, let me be more specific in terms of commercial ones, in it, because you know mobiles be back about from the 80s, in it, when they were big old suitcases and that. But I'm talking about you know handheld portable ones. You know what I mean? Big up the 1-to-1 crew. You get me? The 1-to-1 7 till 7 crew, because that would have been enough people's entry point still. Was it? Yeah, 1-to-1. That's it. 1-to-1. 7 p.m. till 7 a.m. 3 calls. Yeah. To house numbers, that was. But listen, yeah, man. Them early days, man, when all there was a keypad and the thing was grey. Like, it was just one strip. I think I've still got my original 1-to-1 phone, actually. I think I've actually still got it. That must be probably worth our money to George. My original 1-to-1. I've got my original 1-to-1 number. Imagine that. My number now is the same as it's always been. I've only had one main telephone number, man. Get me? Oh, 7956 settings. You know them ones. But yeah, man. But listen, before I come speak out my life, let me go about my business and do a couple of things. But yeah, family, man, bless everyone for passing through. Do you know what I mean? Step away from the madness a little bit, but you know, some madness still are going in the background. You get me? There's a little poll going for anyone that wants to take place. And yeah, man, let me see. So let me just go over a card swiper. When I saw, I mean, a card swipers now is nothing in it. Like, there's beggars with card swipe now. Are you mad? Just Trust me, there's beggars with card swap. You know you can't give them that. I ain't got no change. You can't do that again. Here you go, son. Here you go, madam. Amen. Telling you. Page me anytime. 0121. You still pager days. Do you remember? Oh my god. I never had a pager myself. I'll be real. Like, man them around me had pages. I never had a pager myself, but I definitely remember. Did I have a no, I didn't have a pager, but I remember pager days. I've definitely paged people, you know what I mean? Telephone box reanimator. These people don't know about telephone box, brethren. These people don't know about a 2p telephone call. Talk to me when you can put 2p in that box. 10p, reverse the chop. Oh my Lord, man. I'm telling you. This was before you had mobile phone, you had reverse calls. Oh dear, I'm telling you, the good old days, man. The good old days when people would give a telephone box number as their telephone number, and people that didn't have no phone would tell someone to phone this number at this time, only to know it's a telephone box. Yeah, who knows? I mean, again, this wasn't my house, but who knows about lock on telephone? That's, oh my, yeah, some people had it hard, man. Yeah. Reverse calls home, moms give you a slap. Yeah, but you know, for whatever reason, you have to reverse that call, bedroom. You might have been stuck or something, but there's a reason why you're reversing that shit. You're not just doing it for the fun of it, John. I know that, boy. But yeah, man, I'm saying before mobile, there was reverse call. You know there were some people that was on their moves, reanimator, man. Like, house was locked down, whatever. It just couldn't work for them. Telling you, man. There you go. How you mean? There you go. Basil said he could pick that telephone lock. Are you mad? Pick that, boy. But yeah, man, some houses the telephone itself was a telephone box. Like, you had to pay to use your own phone. Oh no, I'm telling you, some houses were different. I'm telling you. Oh, I swear that must have been quite peak still to be living in a house where you've actually got to put 10p into the. But listen, this is what I'm trying to say, man. That's why those people go on bougie today, you know what I mean? Because they know they're coming from humble beginnings. Humble beginnings, but for real though, man. Like I said, innit, we wasn't under them restrictions in my yard still. Like, definitely, I remember getting shouted, get off the phone, and are you up here the phone, baby? And all of that, you know, them ones. And I know definitely you gotta wait till after 6 because it was cheaper. You get me? And over, yeah, I know. Oh, I tell you, we've come a long way, man. We've come a long way, man. You know, we've come a long way, man. Like, we've come a long way, man, because there was a time where a telephone call in the day, you know, you're not on no long thing, you know. No one's having a long drawn out conversation in the daytime. Yeah, that's that kind of lavish got to wait till the evening, till after 6. Yeah, till after what was it them days? Crossroads. Who knows about Crossroads? Who knows about Crossroads Hotel? Come on. Oh my gosh. And Benny. Is it Benny? Listen. We will not. Oh, reanimate. Oh, sorry. What were you talking about? The telephone box in the yard, reanimator? Oh no, man. Oh, Miss Diana. Oh, there you go. Memories. I think I can remember. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, well, I'm trying to think the theme tune, man. You know, I actually cried when Crossroads burnt down. I remember it. I actually cried. I'll be real. Flipping out, boy. But yeah, man. Like I said, humble beginnings, man. But the good old bad days. I hear you, Reanimator, man. I hear you still. I hear you. Oh my God, Cell Block H, that was my dad's program. Are you mad? Oh my God, man. Now you've done it, Goofy. Now you fucking don't know. Now you've done it, man. That was my dad's program. Cell Block H, right? This is my dad, right? And I swear to God, man. Back in the day, we used to have videos for because he used to tape a minute. So when he's comes back from work or whatever, you understand? You should just what you remember the days when the video here we go. Remember when you could set the video on a timer and you thought you were a bad man because you could tape 5 different Oh my gosh, man. Oh, I swear to God, I tell you, man. Memories, man. But yeah, my dad used to tape. Nah, VCR, bro. VCR, man. When the betters come out, we didn't get that, man. Betters is when, listen, if you had a Betamax, that means you was early to the game, innit? As far as I'm concerned, if you had a Betamax, you was early to the game, but we weren't that early to the game, man, in terms of videos. I mean, I think I can remember when we went from black and white to color TV. It was like oh, flipping hell. I was saying to my youth the other day, yeah, I was saying, I was the remote. I don't know if any of you had them kind of parents, but my dad would call me from clean upstairs. 94. Obviously, that's not what he's calling me, but man's calling me. Yes, Dad. Change over the telly. Huh? Change over the telly. You know, you're looking at him like you're but obviously, all you could do is look in it like you might be like, what? Obviously, I would have tried a thing in it, but it's not happening in it. But yeah, that was definitely. So I was telling my son the other day. He said, "That's because remember these you were so soft. That's child. What do you call it? That's child slavery." Yo, I'm telling you, I used to get called to change the TV. My dad would call me and just dad bring me my slippers, but I'm like, but they're just there. Bring them. You know them ones. Oh my God. Now, obviously, as a big woman now, I knew that that was his way of taking the piss and having fun in it. But as a youth, that was very, very frustrating. You understand me? But obviously, the thing is, you can't say a word in it. And I bet you can't say that. You just have to get that. But Dad, you could just bring the shoes. Hey, all right, Reanimator. Come on, all right. Story done. I got you. The 50-piece. I got you. I got you, man. Was it Rumble? Was it like Rumbles or something? Radio rentals. There was radio rentals, Rumbles. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. But that's how people got through, man. For real. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, Reanimator. I mean, and that's what I'm saying, man. That's why, and this is what I'm saying. You see, even when we talk about certain things about, adults today and some of their habits and this and that, man. That's why I always say foundation is key, man, because if you've known a certain type of liberty as a young person or a child or whatever coming up, do you understand me? You're either gonna go one or two ways, man. But yeah, man, and to be fair, it was when I went to uni as well. I saw a lot of that in the houses where I pressed the red button for Bamboozle Games on Channel 4. All right, so now you're talking about how some of the interaction started to come, John BBB. Because who remembers telefax and CFAX? Who remembers being able to book holiday? In fact, are them things still even about? Telefax and CFAX? Yo, family, do you remember telefax and CFAX? Hey! Yeah, that was probably the first interaction on TV when I think about it. Yeah, I've definitely booked holidays back in the day through one of them CFAX or telefax, 100%. I remember Baby Come Back, 12 weeks, top of the Twitch charts, took Simply Red, very well. Oh, they're still on the channel. Oh, well, you don't know you're talking about Top of the Pops, John BBB, because again, Thursday night, Top of the Pops? Yeah, man, that was integral in life. I'm not even gonna lie. I mean, I wouldn't even say integral for me, but I mean, them days I used to go youth club and things like that, man. And yeah, man, like when Top of the Pops was on, everyone used to go into the lounge and yeah, man. You're too. I'm telling you, her girl. Pick up yourself, Janet, man. But yeah, man. Memories, yes, man. Trust me. Yeah, man. Good ones. Give thanks. But yeah, boy. Top of the Pops. The thing is, though, Top of the Pops was big, though, man. You know what I mean? We might go on bougie now, but enough big acts got their break on Top of the Pops. Like enough Janet K and all them certain lovers, what they were on Top of the Pops. Do you understand? So let's not get it twisted. Do you know what I mean? Silly Games was on Top of the Pops. You understand me? Like we watched, because remember those times. It's not like there was a lot of sort of TV outlets for such things, man. So if you made it on Top of the Pops, you made it, regardless if you're underground, overground, middle of the ground. Do you know what I mean? What was funny was watching some of the people that dance to like reggae and that of that time or Lovers Rock, because you know them days they just had the one tempo. You know they just got the one tempo. Oh my god. You know what else I remember? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Do you remember some of the dances that used to be on, like, I don't know what was on, you know what the family shows were them times, like, I don't know, flipping, I don't know, man, you can think of one, but I just remember the women dancing, yeah, and just always kicking up their legs, and we just couldn't understand why these girls always, you know what I mean, flinging up their legs. Yeah, that's cultural differences that we are anyway. Fucking hell. The woman's women doing overgone under. John. Oh, John, you're showing yourself now, son. Overground, underground, mobility free. Don't get me started, John. Don't piss me off. Don't get me started, guy. Do not get me started. Come on, man. Don't do it, man. Because I won't come back, John. I won't come back, man. You'll be like, oh wait, nice, come back, man. But yeah, man. I'm telling you, so life was sweet and simple them days. All you had to do was go to school. Like literally, all you got to do was go to school and don't get into trouble and try and do your best at school. No bills, no. Oh, do you remember when they would say, "Oh, these are the best years of your life"? Remember, these are the best years of your life, and you're like, "Yeah, I want to be big." Yo, but yeah, man. Remember when you could just play? You know, one of the things though, I really feel sorry for the youth there when it comes. Even my own, like the lack of playing out, man. You know, the lack of playing out, man. I feel it for the youth them in that regard, man. I know in some places it still goes on still, you know, but yeah, definitely not to the degree in which it was when we were coming up still. But I feel sorry for the youth them in that regard, man. I'll be real, because you know what I mean, especially in the holidays and that, who's spending time at home? And I'm saying we played out rain, sun, snow, blah, 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 blah. I don't even think the weather held us back, man. We just put on a jacket or whatever, made sure we had a hood or whatever. But we done our thing, man. And I'm just saying it's a shame that, you know, the youth of today, they got much to say. It's our life, it's our future. Hey, because we're living today. But don't blame the youth. You see how that was seamless? I went downtown, figure by a set of drum. The price of the drum let me tumble down. Hey. Bow! Bossy, don't chip on it. Yeah, yo, them tunes lit up England. Lit. You see when even when they came out. Oh man. You see when that tune came out, yeah, past the Dutchie, yeah. You think anyone could tell us anything at school, man? When I say peacock, you know, proud as a peacock, you know, I'm telling you, man. And that's just to show you how times have changed in terms of like representation on TV, this, that, and the other, you know. But yeah, man, when them tune they come out and you see them on telly, yo, you know what I mean? And you even have to do a bit of translating, like, you know what I mean? What's a Dutchie? You get me? And when he does his little, I went downtown, figure buyer. Yeah, little translating, I forgot still, you know what I mean? Because they didn't know what it was all about, some of the them. But yeah, that's right. Musical youth, man. 100%, man. Proud as punch, mate. Proud as punch. Proud as punch, and then obviously. But yeah, man. And from the same type of area, obviously, you had the UB40 and that. You know? UB40 and that. Red one. But yeah, music was really good them days. Music is really, really shit now. But them days, music was just, I thought it was just brilliant, man. And that's even all genres of music, just not like, you know, like urban music as it were, but, you know my secret. Well, but yeah, man. Oh no. One step. Yo, madness was a mazza, you mad? The house phone when we put up. All right, we would. All right, we spoke about this Janet girl. We spoke about this. She said the house phone when we put a padlock. We would tap it and make a call. Mum would go mad when she got the phone bill. Yeah, because they couldn't work out how to put the bills and the lock did there, but them know so the pitney them bod. Them know so them pitney are clever and can get into. Hey, but tell your boy. Oh my gosh, man. I mean, the arguments that have been caused about phones in houses, I'm sure there was immense, man. Especially some houses that had enough kids and that, so you can't. I remember this was before itemized bill and all of these things, so no one knows who done what. You just know that there's a bill, yeah. We don't know the number and all that, because them, like I'm saying, them days there was no itemized thing, man. Where was it? Who was it? No, I don't think so, man. The only ones them days that was itemized was the international ones. Them ones were always itemized. And then I remember when the early sort of chat rooms, the phone chat rooms, fucking hell. And they were premium. Oh, mate. Oh, I swear. Yeah, life, boy. This was all before the internet, man. This was all before the internet. But yeah, man. Fun days, boy. What? Oh my gosh, man. I agree, Janet, man. That's what I was saying before. That's why I really do appreciate being the age that I am, whereby I've definitely, enjoyed a life pre, technology, as it were, and, a time of innocence and all that type of, fucking airy fairy shit, if you want to call it that. But that's definitely the time, that we came up in, or I came up in, and I'm very, very thankful for it. You know what I'm saying? Very, very. Because I was even saying, oh, sorry to hear that, Basil, mate. Sorry to hear that, man. And, that's something that I've definitely had to, have an appreciation of as I've grown up still, that not everyone, you know what I mean? Because, when you're younger, you just think everyone lives like you to a certain extent, you know what I mean? And because you don't really know other people's, life like that, man. But I get that still, Basil, because, yeah, not everyone had a good time coming up even in the same time that I'm talking about, there were people not having a good time. So I have to acknowledge that still, Basil, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Because at the same time that I'm saying these things, I could really think about or talk about the state of some of the children at my primary school, to be honest. And I'm sure even in that regard, times have changed, because there were definitely some people at primary school that were, now it will be seen as child neglect and all sorts of shit, to be honest. When I really, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, some children did have it very rough, yeah. Yeah, a lot of neglect, I would say, and probably abuse as well. Yeah, because there's one girl that went to my primary school. I think she killed herself about age 15, 16, something like that. I remember her name. And it turned out that her dad was, you know what I mean? Had been whatever with her, do you understand? And when I think about it now, she did display. You see, it's really weird, man, because at school, like her and her brother were just seen as problem children type of thing. You know what I mean? Just always misbehaving or whatever. But I guess now, you know what I mean? When you add other little facts, you can see why she was going on like that. Do you know what I mean? But obviously, as kids, you're not aware, innit? But yeah, man, she killed her. Yeah, her name was Michelle Bartlett, actually. Rest in peace, girl. But yeah, man. So yeah, although I'm here reminiscing, and like I said, I had a fantastic upbringing, this, that, and the other. But yeah, I have to accept them with other people. And yeah, and I was just talking about the some children were definitely neglected, because I remember some children coming to school where you can just see, even as a child, you can see that this child is just unkept, hasn't what, do you know what I mean? It was, just smell of piss. Like them times some children smell pissy, I'm not gonna lie. It was different times still, I gotta be real, man. But like I said, you don't know how someone else is good, you know what I mean? You just thought everyone's nice, but yeah, there were some children that were definitely neglected, man. definitely neglected, and hopefully that's changed now. Hopefully there aren't children, because when I was at private school, some children were coming to school in an absolute state, man. You know, they weren't, and you know them days as well, right? And this is wickedness as well. But them days, you used to do PE in your fucking underwear. This is what I'm saying. That's why all them fucking that ain't getting me onto all that. But we used to do PE in your underwear, right? So, and them days that was a vest and knickers. Do you understand? That's weird, isn't it? When you really think back to it, that's some weird shit, you know. You know what I mean? Because all these fucking adults looking, But anyway, the subways of Brum were skate parks. Tough, but we were together and still are. Vest, pants. Right. Okay. So, all right. So on the line, I tell. Did we? You see the pimp souls things though. I must admit now, in my school, the pimp soul things wasn't. We didn't do because I'm trying to think what we did. What did we do? I'm trying to think. I don't remember I remember black pimp souls, but I don't remember me wearing them or us wearing them. But I do remember, some children wearing them. But I don't think, but definitely, because I remember, I'm not even being boasty, you know what I mean? But it gossip, but I had like, little matching knicker and vest sets, right? Because I don't even think you could get them sort of. I don't even know because but anyway, I used to have like little matching knickers and vest sets or whatever. And I remember the boys. I remember some of the, and them days, some boys would have, anyway. Yeah, I remember like vests with lions on it or fucking footballs but I'm just making the point that, some children were unkept in it where you could just see that they have not changed their undergarments and shit like that. And you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? When you're that young age, and then the thing is, some children are wicked in it because I definitely remember that's why you see some youths, you see that film Flatline, that was such an amazing film, because I'm thinking there's enough people, if that thing was ever true, you lot can't, now you lot ain't sleeping, because there were some horrible, children can be horrible anyway, but I definitely remember people being called Fleabag. That was definitely a word used back in the day. Fleabag, which is, Fleabag. Oh, she's a Fleabag. But some of the thing is, it's horrible. It is horrible. And like I said, children can be horrible. But children as well, they kind of say what they see kind of thing. You know what I mean? And I blame the parents because you shouldn't be fucking sending your child to school looking like that, man. Do you know what I mean? But that's forever. I'll digress. But man. But it is odd, John. It is odd. It was odd, man. It was odd. You remember them ones, Janet? I'm telling you, man, and it's just not nice, man. Like, because I think some, not even that I think, because we saw it like with things like what's that thing in America? Like, like Maury or fucking Ricky Lake or all that bullshit where oh no, the knits, don't. You got don't. When the knits nurse used to come and there was just this. I've never had knits a day. I don't even think knits like Afro hair anyway. That was the chattings and I'm keeping to it. But I know I've never had knits a day in my life. But the children that did have it, they got it, man. They were called Bugsy at your school. But Bugsy doesn't even sound too bad, to be fair, man. But compared to Fleabag, because Fleabag is hurtful, man. Do you know what I mean? And they used to do rhymes to it. And you imagine hearing that all break time. No. And the thing is, as I'm talking to you, look, I can see 3 of the girls right in front of my eyes now that were called Fleabags. I can see them clear as day. I can see how they move, how what's the word? So how in themselves they were. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel it. That was a big woman. I feel it for them, man. To be honest, even then I had empathy as a child. To be fair, do you know what I mean? Because it wasn't something I ever done. Do you get me? I've never done things like that. I've got to be real, man. But yeah, children done it, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes it was their own brother. Oh, I'm telling you, John, when the night nurse came in, family, it was a and the thing is, they're not even doing it with no discretion, and someone's got to go and buy the knit. What they're a knit? I think there was a knit comb and a knit shampoo, and you know, yeah. What, they don't have knits, or the knit nurse don't come again? We never got because of the hair grease. The Dax. You know about the Dax. Was yours the blue or the green? Talk to me. Mine was the green. The green. Dax. I don't even want to go down that memory lane, Janet, because then you're going to make me start remembering hair wash day to blood clean. Yeah? Now, hair wash day, now that was definitely a time we didn't love. You get me? Because if you're getting your hair washed, you know that day you're finished. You're not going nowhere. There's nothing else going on except hair wash. You're not touching that road. Forget about it. Yeah? Nitty Nora, the bug explorer. Oh, man. Nitty Nora, the bug explorer. She got a whole... That's not even a name. That's a title. That's what I'm saying in the middle of the class, man. You had the blue one. All right. See, I was definitely green, man. Definitely green, man. But yeah, man. Telling you, man. Hair wash day. That's it. There's no going nowhere. And it began. The wash of the hair itself wasn't bad, innit? That wasn't the bad bit. Remember, this is pre-blow dryers and all of them shit, yeah? So I don't hear nothing from no one, you understand me? Yeah? This was wash your hair, condition it, because them days there's little conditioner, but nothing like what you've got today. And then you're either getting your hair shiny bumped or plaited somehow, depending on the skills of your mother. Now, my mum was not skillful in the hair department. I have to hold up my hand. She could plait or whatever and know how to put in the bows and this and that, but there's no cane rolling and them sitting there going, and I'm like, oh. But yeah, the washing of the hair, and oh my God. Have you finished it? No. Stop moving. What? Stop it. Don't let me give you something. Yeah, man. I am telling you, Janet, man, the day's finished, man. And you know, one of my memories is hearing all my mates outside playing and just knowing you cannot touch that road. Oh, that was the worst, man, when you could hear your mates playing and you can't go out there because either you're having your hair washed, or another day where you're not going nowhere was washout day stuff. Yeah? Washout day. You've heard me talk about it before. Yeah? But if you wake up and you smell that smell, and you know that anyone that knows the thing knows what I'm talking about, there's a particular laxative smell when the potter boil, when them are draw the tea. Yeah, and that getting drawn as you're sleeping, and as you wake, bam, you smell that, and you know what day it is, and you just know to yourself, this day is finished. This day's finished. Yeah, get me? And you just go down and you see your cup and you're begging and you're bawling and you're pleading. No, I beg, mum, no. Oh, that drink the tea. That's all you're hearing. Drink the tea. And yeah. But you know, I wish that we, even myself, I wish that I had I don't use the word fortitude, that's not even the right word, but just the conviction to do as my mum and grand done when it came to them thing there. Because I remember I gave my son the bawling and the way, and I just caved, man. I was just like, but I shouldn't have caved, man. I should be like, yo, Bedouin, drink just like I was told. Someone should have gone, but sometimes we get too bougie and wimpish, man, to our detriment. Man, because I've told the story again, I'm sure, but I'll tell you a story where now, this was I was living in Jamaica. I was my grad, right? Okay. So I was across the roads, or across the park, called it, playing with my friend at my friend's house. Cool. My gran's come to get me. She's like, come, yeah, time to go home, whatever. Cool. Going over now, go across the park, going over to the yard, bust the gate, no problem. Bust the grill, no problem. Walked into the car veranda bit. To the right now, there's like another a higher veranda, yeah. As I bust the right, yeah, I see the cup on the table. Yeah, so from I see the cup, I know what's in the cup. That cup's got laxative, and I don't want that ish. Yeah. So as I see the cup, yeah, I'm spinning to go back out the way I come, right? That's what I'm spinning to do. As I've spun, and this one tell you see these elders, they're a different set of people, right? As I've spun, my gran's picked up the belt that she had just hiding there neatly. Yeah. And she just drew for the belt and politely asked me, where do I think I am going? Yeah. So now I've got a decision to make, innit? Yeah. Am I gonna keep on moving? You understand? And just risk this bit of leather, or am I gonna take the thing? Cod liver oil. Oh, don't get me onto the cod liver oil, please, Janet. My mum had it must have been a liter bottle now when I think about it, man. This was cod liver oil for years. Oh shit. But again, you can't even get me to drink, but we should be, man, because that's what kept these people alive and well for so long, looking good and healthy and this and that. And that's why enough of we over here to get sick. We're now follow what we're supposed to follow. You know what I mean? You have. All right, Goofy, have a nice day, mate. Take care. Have a nice one. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, Janet. I wimped out a bit. I've got to be real, man. I did, man. And I don't have to say I've got regrets, but yeah, I did wimp out a bit, man. I did wimp out a bit, Jay, man. Even I remember Soup. The thing is, isn't it? Yeah, I wimped out, man, because I felt I pitied myself. You come and pity the youth, but you shouldn't have done that, man. Do you know what I mean? But big up you, Janet, for keeping the consistency, man. Because it is important, man. It's very important, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Them regular washouts. You understand me? I'm sure that was a part of, our good liberty as young people, or in our younger stages at least, you know what I mean? Saturday soup, that religious Saturday soup thing, you know what I mean? Because that's every week. That's not a washout, but if the soup is a good whatever in it. Well, that's what you're told. It's good for you. Why love drinking? It's good for you. You understand me? But I do believe so, you know what I mean? At least I think soup once a week was good because it wasn't something just something like hard food, as it were, or just you know, hard meat or whatever. So, you know, again, as an adult, I can, and now as an adult, I don't say I love soup, but I definitely like soup, innit? Like, I love a lamb soup and a chicken and lamb soup, as you lot would have heard me speak about and that. So, yeah, man. But yeah, okay. Listen, family, it's 4:37. Thank you for remaining with me, everyone. Let me please say adios. Get you lot to enjoy the rest of your day, and let me go and do one or two things still. But as ever, it's been a very enjoyable show. So thank you. Hopefully we've all learned something new. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that the beginning part of that report, if you came late, see if you can go back and have a listen to it still, because I do believe that it actually summarizes the situation that we are in now. And you know, it's just basically alluding or letting us know that it's not right. And the thing is, you know, I'm sure a lot of us would have known that anyway, but you know, when you see it in black and white and you actually see the different levers that are actually being used to maintain the situation, man. I think when I was reading that and I saw BlackRock, just bare alarm bells, man. Just bare alarm bells, man. Because like I said, right now the stock market it's just a mess. And like I said, we knew it was all, oh mate. Anyway. Oh wow, sis, you see it there? Excellent. You see? That's prior preparation, preventing poor performance, that is, sis. Yeah, man, big up yourself, man. And big up the little one, man. I'd love to hear that, man. And I think that's a perfect note on which to end with, whereby, you get me. Well, I'm glad you've actually mentioned that, actually, because, and that's one of the things I didn't really want to cover. But I was actually saying, you know, many people are obviously gonna see or talk about this being the mark of the beast, etc. And I was even thinking to myself, because all the way through my life, I've always heard of biblical references basically talk about the coming of the world and the end is nigh and all that. Like, from I've been going to church, I swear to God, someone's thinking that the world's coming to an end. I'm not even being funny, but I'm being dead serious, you know, in one way or another. Do you know what I mean? Because people can take scriptures and always, you know, make it look a certain way. Yeah, because you know, in 1999, there were so many people thinking that was flipping the what part of it in the Bible? I can't even go into it all now. But you know, there's some people that thought the end was coming to an end in 1999. But just in going back to your point, Lucis, I can get why people would think that, especially with this current one now still, because before, whenever they spoke about the mark of the beast, it was always, you didn't know, innit? I think maybe in the sort of 80s or whatever, people started to talk about the barcode, you know, even probably even into the 2000s, they were still probably talking about the barcode being the mark of the beast. But I think we've rapidly moved from that now. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, the thing is though, Janet, the world now got done now, man. It's just a start. Just a start, man. What would be more interesting though is what came first, the monkey or not the monkey, the egg, the chicken or the egg, i.e., is it that this is just biblical revelation, as it were, or is man trying to mimic revelation? You know what I mean? But that's for something else. But listen, family, big up yourselves. Yeah, have a nice day. Hit the notification bell, because you never know when I'm gonna pop up in my random self. Yeah, have a nice one. One love. Take care. All right. Out.